Thank you. So the Level Up series is being conducted by the mentors of the JITO Mentorship Program. JITO Mentorship Program is one of the several initiatives of JITO Professional Forum. It's a pro bono initiative open for all Jain professionals. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Prashant Jain, Vice President of JITO Professional Forum and Managing Director of GE Power, to give us an introduction of JITO and JPF. Welcome, sir.
Hi, very good evening, everyone. Jai Jinendra. It is my pleasure to introduce JITO and a privilege to be a part of this JITO Professional Forum. Very quickly about JITO. JITO is one of the unique bodies, a professional body, which is focused towards all Jains. It is not only Shwetambar, Digambar, but all sects of Jains. And it is not a religious forum, but a professional forum that is focused on empowerment, education, and seva. That is what inspires me about JITO. Moving on to the next slide. It is also a professional organization. To give you an example, JITO has empaneled KPMG to make the organization more professional, more robust, and more global. As any large organization, JITO has 14,000 plus members globally. It is now present in more than 67 chapters and 11 international chapters, more recent chapters being in the Middle East. It is present in all the continents in the world. The interesting thing about JITO is the focus on education, empowerment, and seva. It is a very powerful body. JITO is financed by the members. So the membership fees to be a member, a patron member, is 200,000 rupees. Or then we have a chief patron and other members, which is 11 lakh, 15 lakh plus. The membership in some forums is even up to the tune of 1.5 crore rupees. So JITO is a group of professionals or entrepreneurs or traders who have come together with a will to contribute to the society and to give back to the society and to create a platform which is a very empowering platform. Now, so far, till about few years ago, JITO was focused towards traders, but now the focus has come towards professional, and JITO Professional Forum has taken place. So there are some very interesting activities happening in JITO. One is JATF, which is investment fund for startups. JITO Innovation Incubation Forum, where we incubate startups. There is this JITO Center for Excellence, where we educate, train technical skills and functional skills for employees. There is Shraman Arogyam. There are where so many programs in healthcare and so on and so forth. There is also the IS education program. The list goes on and on with the several programs. Today we are here about JPF, JITO Professional Forum. Moving to the next slide. So JITO Professional Forum is the transformation where JITO realized that the reflection of Jain society, where there are several Jain professionals who are now also becoming corporate successful global professionals. So how do we connect the corporate salaried professionals or practicing professionals like advocates, doctors, chartered accountants, and give them a platform? So JITO Professional Forum is bringing the corporate professionals and the practicing professionals a voice. The interesting part about JITO Professional Forum is, unlike JITO, this is open for all professionals to join, contribute, and uplift the global professionals and bring them a platform. I believe this is a unique platform, and the vision is to create, facilitate opportunities for both JITO professionals and via the professionals to JITO community members and to Jain community as large. And the mission is to connect 100,000 plus Jain professionals worldwide, and starting with about what we have realized is there are more than 100,000 professionals in global top corporates worldwide who have accomplished great positions in their career. So the mission is to connect them and to use their knowledge, competence to do good to the society. So that's about JPF. Moving on to the next slide, we talk about the initiatives by JPF. So we have the wisdom series where we have got the equity market, we have got Amul chairman, we have used our doctor network to run the COVID program 19 per 21, So it was a very successful COVID support program launched by JITO professionals in the time of COVID crisis. Moving on to the next slide, there are some other flagship programs like the empowering the global doctors, empowering the doctors towards research, the JITO COVID helpline I mentioned in the last slide, and also connecting the tax professionals, banking professionals, and creating topics which are very useful for JITO community and Jain community at large, like faceless tax assessments, etc. There are some other interesting programs that you see on the next slide, which is the iBox, where we provide opportunity for accomplished professionals to share their knowledge, competence. We have got the JPF, the networking program, where we are connecting not only with the India chapter, but the US chapter, and the Level Up series, which is the context of today, where we provide the opportunity for the mentors to give back to the community, to the society, and to the JPF invitee members. So this is briefly about JPF. Moving forward, we talk about the mentorship program. And I would hand over to Preeti and Vishal to take the program forward. And I am very excited with what we are doing here as professionals in this program. And I encourage you to share the word and give back to the society and use this opportunity to give back to the society. Jai Jinendra, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So before we begin, I would like to inform the audience that our session today is a group mentoring session. It will be followed by a small introduction of JITO mentorship program and JITO jobs, post which we'll have a Q&A with the panel. You can post your questions in the chat box while the session is going on. Our formal program will end by 8:30 p.m. IST, post which the team and mentors would still be live for another 10 to 15 minutes in case there are any unanswered questions that remain yet. So today, third session is aimed at learning about some powerful ways to grow in our career. It has certainly been harder to overcome networking barriers during the pandemic. The session will be taken by Mr. Sachin Jain, who has been a passionate mentor and a strong supporter of the JITO mentorship program. He is currently a senior director, talent acquisition at PepsiCo. He has 17 years of experience across employee engagement and cultural transformation in multiple geographies. He's an alumnus of Accenture Jamshedpur. Further, upon Sachinji's poll, we are conducting a short poll. We would like to know a little bit about our audience before we begin. So please answer the questions through the options given in the pop-up box. Just in case it is not visible automatically, please click on the button that might be appearing on the top left corner of your screens. So the questions are, how many years of work experience do you have? And I see the responses coming in. The second question is, how satisfied are you with your current job? Yeah, so we have 100% answered, 33 of 33. No, we still have.
I think it stopped moving. I will just end the poll. These are the results which should be visible.
Yeah, so the maximum we see is in 10 to 20 years of experience. And on the satisfaction side, we see more or less neutral and very satisfied.
Okay.
We do have 18% of chunk in very dissatisfied bracket as well. Thank you. Right. So the Level Up series is being conducted by the mentors. All right. So for the third question, JITO mentorship program is one of the several initiatives for the third question of JITO we have is, what is the biggest challenge you're facing? It's a pro bono initiative open for all Gen professionals. So we have this Mentimeter link now pasted in the chat I would box. Like to invite, we would request Mr. everyone Vishal to just Jain, click that and Vice President there of JITO Professional Forum and Managing Director of GE Power to give us an introduction of JITO and JPF. Welcome, sir.
Hi, very good evening, everyone. Jai Jinendra. It is my pleasure to introduce JITO and a privilege to be a part of this JITO Professional Forum. Very quickly about JITO. JITO is one of the unique bodies, a professional body, which is
or is there anything I need
focused
to do?
towards all
No,
gens.
you would not
It is
need
not
to do
only
anything.
Shwetambar, Digambar,
Okay.
but all
Only
sets
3
of
people have
gens.
responded.
And it is not a religious forum,
Just
but a
requesting people
professional
to
forum
respond.
that is
We
focused
request
on
everyone to please participate.
empowerment, education, and seva. That is what inspires me about JITO. Moving on to the next slide, Preeti, the Mentimeter link seems to be about feedback on the also program. A professional
So the people
organization.
are,
To give you an example,
just
JITO
try,
has
please.
empaneled
So the
KPMG
feedback that I just heard is
to
that the question
make
is
the
about feedback
organization
of the
more
program.
professional,
No, link
more
got
robust,
changed actually.
and more
So
global.
actually the slide got changed maybe.
As any large
Earlier it was
organization,
about the
JITO has
keywords. Now it changed to feedback
14,000
about
plus
the
members globally.
program. Now it is
now
changed. Now
present
we
in more
can
than
now everybody
67
can fill the
chapters
survey.
and 11 international chapters, more recent chapters being in the Middle East.
Requesting
It is
everyone to
present
please
in all the
participate.
continents in the world. The interesting thing about JITO is the focus on education, empowerment, and seva.
We do see a lot of
It is a very powerful
less
body.
opportunity, market
JITO
getting
is
stagnant,
financed
motivation,
by the members.
comfort
So the
zone
membership
issue,
fees to be a member, a
not enough
patron member
opportunities.
is
I think opportunities is a big
200,000
one.
rupees.
There's
Or
opportunity
then we have
again.
a chief patron and other members, which is 11 lakh,
Okay.
15 lakh
Less
plus.
opportunity becomes a
The
prominent
membership in some
one.
forums is even up to the tune of 1.5 crore rupees.
Market getting
So
stagnant.
JITO
All right.
is a group of professionals or entrepreneurs or traders who have come together with a will
Don't know what I
to
want.
contribute to the society and to give back to the society
Hit the
and to
ceiling.
create a platform which is a very empowering platform. Now, so far, till
Navigating
about 3 years ago,
organization,
JITO was focused
too much
towards
on the plate.
traders, but now
So I see like
the
2 or 3
the
coming out very
focus
prominent
has
ones
come
here
towards
around the less
professional,
opportunity, market
and
getting
JITO Professional
stagnant.
Forum has
Request our
taken
panels
place.
to please
So
take
there
a
are some very
note of the
interesting
keywords.
activities happening in JITO. One is JATF, which is investment fund for startups. JITO Innovation Incubation Forum, where we incubate startups. There is this
Getting more or less
JITO Center for Excellence, where we educate, train
advanced degree.
technical skills.
I'm just reading out the new ones that I'm seeing coming up.
There is Shraman Arogam.
Growing
There
profession,
are where
not there already 14 years.
in healthcare and so on and so forth. There is also the IS education
motivation
program.
again.
The list goes on and on
All
with
right.
the several programs.
So I think this gives us
Today we are here
good
about
sense.
JPF, JITO Professional Forum. Moving to the next slide.
Work authorization becomes a prominent one here.
So JITO Professional Forum is the transformation
I think we
where
can
JITO realized
proceed.
that the reflection of Jain society, where there are several Jain professionals who
All
are
right.
now
So without any further delay, let's
also
begin.
becoming
And over to you,
corporate,
Sachin ji.
successful global professionals. So how do we connect the corporate salaried professionals
someone present the slide
or
or should I
practicing
present?
professionals
I'm okay
like
with
advocates,
either.
doctors, chartered accountants, and give them
You may
a
go ahead.
platform.
You may go ahead,
So JITO
Sachin ji.
Professional Forum is bringing the corporate professionals
I
and
cannot
the practicing
present.
professionals
Host has
a
disabled
voice. The
participant
interesting
screen
part about
sharing.
JITO Professional Forum
Okay.
is unlike
But
JITO, this
time
is
the
open for
slides
all
come up, just a minor
professionals
correction.
to
I'm
join,
part of
contribute,
talent
and
management right now,
uplift
not
the global
acquisition. Though these are
professionals and
very
bring them a platform. I believe this is a unique platform,
adjacent
and
areas,
the vision
and
is
for everyone
to
else, I'm
create
part of
or
HR,
facilitate
broader HR.
opportunities for
That is what I can
both
say.
JITO
But
professionals and via the professionals to JITO community
let the
members
slide come
and
up,
to
and
Jain
then
community
I'll
as large.
share with you my
And the
thoughts on
mission
how
is
to
to
build a
connect
career within an
100,000 plus
organization.
Jain professionals
We do
worldwide,
have after that
and starting with
a panel
about
where Vishal
what
and
we have
Monica will
realized is
join
there are
me
more than
in answering
100,000
questions that all
professionals
of you
in
may
global
have.
top corporates worldwide
As
who
I
have
speak or
accomplished
as I present
great
my slides,
positions in
I'll
their
keep
career.
in mind the
So the
feedback that
mission
has
is to
come in
connect them
around
and to use
opportunity
their
and
knowledge,
would provide
competence
my thoughts
to
on
do good to the society.
the
So
same.
that's about JPF. Moving on to the next slide.
So I'm presenting
we
your
talk
slides,
about
Sachin.
the initiatives by
if you're able to see this.
So we have
perfect. Thanks, Preeti.
The wisdom series where we have got the equity market, we have got the
just to make it simple
we have got
and
Amul
effective,
chairman, we have got
debated
used our
between
doctor
Vishal,
network
me and Monica,
to
and
run
we
the
came
COVID
to a
program.
conclusion that there are 5 key factors
so it was a very successful COVID support program launched by JITO
provide a leg up to your
in the
career
time of COVID crisis. Moving on to the next slide, there are some other flagship programs.
One is continuous performance.
Continuous,
when I say performance,
empowering the global doctors,
what you were hired for, what is your
the doctors
objective of the day,
research.
What were you asked to deliver, and are you delivering that
in the last slide.
Day in, day out?
And also connecting
I
the
delivered
tax
something last
year
year does not mean that I will be successful this year. So every day, every quarter, every year, whatever is the method is followed in your organization, you have to
other interesting
deliver outstanding results. That's a given. That's why you are hired. That's why you get paid. And that becomes the core of the
share their
of
knowledge,
your career progression in any organization.
JPF
Second key factor is capability,
where we are connecting not only with the India chapter but the US chapter.
Again, I have
and the level of series,
one slide each on
which
each
is the context of today,
in detail.
But the opportunity for the mentors
whether it's your
to give back
technical
to the
expertise
community,
in the
to the
area
society,
that you are hired,
and to
whether
the
you are
JPF
in HR, whether you are in finance.
So this is briefly
whether you
about
are in a
JPF. Moving
specialized,
forward, we talk about the mentorship
function.
program.
What is your job? Are you technically sound?
And
are
I would
you
hand over
creating
to
those skill
Preeti
sets
and
on
Vishal
a continuous
to take the program
basis? And
forward.
what's your soft
And I am
skill?
very excited
And
with what
we'll
doing
talk
here
more about
as
soft
professionals
skills,
in this program.
but soft skills are
And
much
I
more important
encourage you
in my head
to share the
versus
word
technical skills.
and give back
Technical
to the
skills are
society and
learned.
use this opportunity
All of us
to give
learn
back
them through
to the
degrees,
society.
courses,
Jai Jinendra,
or
thank you so
education.
much.
But soft skills are something that you practice and,
Thank you, sir.
And ingrain over a period of time.
So before we begin, I would like to inform the audience that our session today is a group mentoring session. It will be followed by a small introduction of JITO mentorship program and JITO jobs, post which we'll have Q&A with the panel.
Instance,
you can post your questions in the chat box while the session is going on. Our formal program will end by 8:30 p.m. IST, post which the team and mentors would still be live for another 10 to 15 minutes in case there are any unanswered questions that remain yet. So today, third session is aimed at learning about some powerful ways to grow in a career. It has certainly been harder to overcome networking barriers during the pandemic. The session will be taken by Mr. Sachin Jain, who has been a passionate mentor and a strong supporter of the JITO mentorship program. He is currently a senior director, talent acquisition at PepsiCo. He has 17 years of experience across employee engagement and cultural transformation in multiple geographies. He's an alumnus of Accenture Jamshedpur. Further, upon Sachinji's poll, we are conducting a short poll. We would like to know a little bit about our audience before we begin. So please answer the questions through the options given in the pop-up box. Just in case it is not visible automatically, please click on the button that might be appearing on the top left corner of your screens. So the questions are, how many years of work experience do you have? And I see the responses coming in.
Talking about continuous performance first.
The second question is, how satisfied are you with your current job?
The myth that we always have is, my performance is good enough. I performed or I delivered last year. But you know what? At each instance, the game keeps on changing. If I was successful,
so we have 100%
I come from
answer,
UP. If I was successful when I was in UP, maybe I was a champion in UP, best student or whatever I was doing there.
I think it stopped
As I reached
moving
India
and
level,
let's end the
the
poll.
game changed. I had to still perform at a different level altogether. When you went international into some geography, you have to perform at a different level. And now at a global
so the maximum
stage,
we
the
see is in
standards
10
are
to
very
20
different.
years of
So
experience.
the slide just shows that you may be very good in the
and on the satisfaction side, we see more or less neutral and very satisfied.
In your area, but if you are playing at a global level, the standards are very different, and these standards keep on changing. We recently had Olympics where India did pretty well, but all of you know, every time or through the year.
All right. So for the third question,
and that's the continuous, improvement.
So for the third question we have is, what is the biggest challenge you are facing in choosing a career option or advancing to a new level? So we have this Mentimeter link pasted in the chat box. We would request everyone to just click that and put in your responses there.
You really need to continuously improve your career. You have to deliver this year also, right? So that's the message to say continuous performance is extremely important. Next slide, Preeti. The second thing is, second myth I would say around skills and capability. I'm an expert in my domain. And I wanted to say two things here, and both these are pictures from
Sushma, would
some
you see
report
that
from
word cloud coming on the screen?
World Economic Forum.
Yes.
Or is there anything
First,
I need to do?
No, you would
on
not
the left,
need to do anything.
picture just tells
Only
you
3 people have
how
responded.
many,
Okay.
Just requesting people to
how many-
respond.
how the
Request
world
everyone
is
to
changing.
please participate.
The jobs that we all thought when we were growing up, when I was growing up, I was in school, college. The jobs that
Preeti,
I
the
wanted to do
Mentimeter link seems
in
to be
my
about
area
feedback
are no
on
longer
the
existing.
program.
I'm sure
So
the
the
jobs
people are-
would change
Just
further
try, please.
in next 5 years. We are now looking at
So the feedback
use of
that I
lot of
just heard is
AI,
that the question
artificial
is
intelligence,
about
and
feedback
lot
of the
other
program.
technical
No,
tools
link got
into it.
changed actually. So
Therefore,
actually the slide got
if
changed
you
maybe.
think you are an expert,
Earlier
you
it
may be
was about
outdated.
the keywords. Now
Kotak
it changed to
comes to
feedback
mind as an
about the
organization which was
program.
an
Now it has
organization
changed.
which used to be
Now we
known
can
for
now
photography.
everybody can fill
And
this
all of
survey.
us remember Kotak Movement is the name of a good picture. But they failed
Requesting
to
everyone
change. They
to
failed
please
to change
participate.
towards a digital scenario where now Kodak as a company is gone. People don't
We do
even
see a
buy
lot of
cameras
less
anymore.
opportunity, market
Apart from
getting
few who want
stagnant, motivation,
high-end cameras. People,
comfort zone issue,
mobile phone has just taken over.
not
The
enough
photographs that
opportunities.
we
I
take
think
on mobile
opportunities
phones
is
are
a big
far
one.
better
There's
than what we
opportunity
used to
again.
take with our cameras, Kodak cameras, long back.
Okay.
So
Less
if you don't
opportunity
change,
becomes
if
a
you don't
prominent
improve your
one.
expertise, even on the technical front,
Market
you
getting
would be
stagnant.
probably out of
All
the job
right.
market. So you have to continuously see what are the new trends and continuously invest in that, in whichever area you are in. And
Don't
the
know
second
what I
part
want.
of
Saturation.
it, which is on the right side, the picture.
Hit the ceiling.
My earlier point.
Okay.
Soft skills are much more important than
Navigating
what is
organization.
skills, because technical skill
Too
you
much
can
on the
learn
plate.
and it would keep on changing. The
So
key
I see
skills
like
that
2 or 3 coming out, very
everyone
prominent
is
ones here
saying
around the
are
less
the most
opportunity,
important
market
5
getting
most important
stagnant.
skills for 2025,
Request our
and
panels
I'm sure
to
they'll
please
remain
take a
similar in
note of
2030.
the keywords.
Are critical thinking, analysis, problem solving, self-management, and active listening. If you are master of these skills, you can learn any other technical skill on top of it. If you have these. So therefore, invest in your soft skill, invest in your critical thinking, invest in being a problem solver.
Advanced degree.
Saying,
I'm just reading out the new ones that I'm seeing
particular
coming
language.
up.
When I was again
Growing
in school,
profession.
college, I remember coding.
Not there already 14
doing
years.
some coding in C++. I don't even think that language is available
motivation
these days. I don't even know what latest language is
so I
there.
think this gives us
Since that's not the area that I work in. But these things keep on changing, and therefore,
work
what are the basic
authorization
skills?
becomes
What
a
are the
prominent
basic,
one here. Again,
capability that you are developing?
So I think we can
focus
proceed
on that and keep on upgrading yourself.
Sure.
Can we move to the third slide?
All right. So without any further delay, let's begin. And over to you, Sachin
Now, again, experiences. A lot of people tell me that, hey, I was okay. Someone present the slide, or should I present a few things early on in my career, and thereafter I just want to stick into one area. And
you may go ahead. You may go ahead, Sachin ji.
Again, you may be deciding that I cannot decide. I'm still in HR and I'll stay in HR. But within HR, but time the HR slides come up, just a minor correction. There may be experiences that you may want right now, not acquisition, though these are geographical experiences different. Or within HR, different there are many areas. For everyone else, I'm part of HR. 15 to 17 years. That is what I can say that I have tried and experimented with most areas of HR. Let the slide come up, and then I'll share with you my thoughts on how to what makes you well-rounded. That experience helps you. We do have build your career in a healthy panel where Vishal and Monica would when you go to gym answering questions that all of parts of you may have. If you just exercise one part of your body, as I particular or as I present my slides, I'll keep it very strong, but you would not have a healthy around opportunity. Similarly, and would provide my thoughts. I would say to build a healthy career, the same, and a long career. You need to have as many experiences as you
can,
and always look out for new experience, different experience. Now, these different experiences, like I said, can be in different businesses, business verticals of your organization, simple and effective, different geographies, different aspects of which function you are in, conclusion that there are 5 different factors if you get an opportunity, which we believe define can you experiment, or provide a leg up to your career. As per career, I have not gone into different functions. I'll define each one of them. With special projects and stuff, I've always tried to get continuous. When I say performance, which like finance and marketing, which are what is your something that I think is essential to deliver these times for everyone. That even in my HR day in day out, I need to make sure I delivered something last year does not making sense that I'm providing for this year. So every day, organization on quarter, every I create, and I need to market my interventions in your organization. You have to. So therefore, those are the functions that I always try to stay close with. That's why you are hired. That's why you get paid. Which and that becomes the not only get that experience, but also helps me in my own any organization, profession or second my own key factor is capability. Again, experiences are extremely important, and I cannot. Again, I have stress upon the importance of having different in detail, but exposure, capability, whether it's your technical expertise in the area that you are hired, whether you are in HR, whether you are in finance, whether you are in a specialized function. What is your job? Are you technically sound, and are you upgrading those skill sets on a continuous basis? And another myth is that I don't need. And we'll talk more about soft skills. Again, I have taken a picture of much more important. All of you know in my head versus technical skills. Learn the art of all of us learn them through degrees by having a statue of our education guru. But soft skills are something that you practice, and even though he was trained over a period of time, sort of he had better skill set than Arjun. Is what the third says part, he had to give away his varied experience, and Arjun, again, we'll talk about it number one later in that particular experience. Now, why was that may not be in the same area? So you need human connection. You need people who are your sponsors. Like Dronacharya was clearly a sponsor for that different area. You have now, obviously, that story is told as something that their careers sometimes get comfortable into. But if you think about it, that they're human beings, and that's how for a few years. And you need sponsors, you need mentors, you need to go out of work of people and have an experience which may be a different geography, which may be a different business, if you are just which may be a very different and you have no function altogether. Can I move lesser opportunity finance today than someone who's all those things are there? Just 9. The fourth important part is network, mentoring and sponsorship. Again, we talk on the right. You can see all this entire sponsorship work that these are very similar concepts doing they can help you in multiple ways, and that's platform and opportunity to all of you for networking. Professional forum is so important and so valuable there, and for all of you to leverage. And I would say, which is again important, is you find your own path to ensure that get stuck into create a set of mentors for yourself doing that. My colleagues from my college, these are people that who would go someone else is doing something. These are people who would open doors for you. LinkedIn posts, your network will help you understand what kind of define your own available in the market you want to do, and what does and again mean for you. Cannot stress these 5 elements if they come together, even within an organization, even though there are systems in your career, systems which you should understand each employee and know. If we move to the next slide, I can tell you last. I think about 4 jobs that I've got performance exposure because of networks or because of not moved sponsors or mentors. The common myth watched out for me and who said in some meetings, hey, this job is coming, Sachin, I delivered right person and maybe he can do it. Let's you know what to him. Otherwise, there is at each instance the game keeps on changing. So many if I was in the organization, so much talent in the organization. I come from UP. If I was successful, you may get some opportunity or you may not get. Maybe I was a champion and therefore these are best student or whatever I was doing there. Networks or important relationships that you have to change. Now these relationships perform at a different level altogether. When you these relationships do not relate to some geography, you have to perform at a different level. Joining a forum now at a global scale, the standards are very different. Networking, the slide that shows that creating mentors, you may be very good need of creating sponsors, surrounding area, your responsibility to invest in your society, your you have to constantly invest. If you are playing at a global level, build that relationship. The standards are constantly defined. Standards keep on changing. We recently had Olympic times when India did pretty well, but those all of you know, and it's every time or through the year the government mentors or sponsors to build that relationship, and that's on you because you would get benefit out of it. You have to be on that journey. You cannot rest on your laurels. to say, hey, I performed very well last year. I got a very good rating last year. The right time to plant a tree is you got a good rating. You got an increment based on that. But if you really need to continuously improve your career, start networking, you have to deliver this year also. 3 years down the line. That's the message to say there is absolutely continuous performance. Nothing more important than you can do. The next slide to create your own network. Second thing is, second myth I would say around skills and capability. I'm an expert in my domain, and I wanted to say two things here. And both my last slide pictures from some report from which goes to the fifth principle. Define your own path. Sometimes people on the left don't spend enough time and they look at how many social media, or they look at what others or colleagues how the world batchmates are doing, the and jobs that we all thought when we were growing up and I was growing up. This is how I wanted to do it. I was in that small college. Everyone, the jobs that I wanted to do. One thing I wanted to tell you is that are no longer existing for other people. I'm sure what you see is the outcome. Would you see this person has further this next job at this point? We are now looking at what the person is doing. The AI, artificial intelligence, what goes unnoticed, technical tools into the person also does not tell you, or is if you think you are an expert, you may be outdated. Friends or close colleagues may know. Kotak is the comes to mind as an organization which was get to there. An organization which used to be known for photography. Persistence, all of us remember hard work. Kotak Movement is the name of our part of life. But they failed to change. They failed to change towards the digital. Other things which are mentioned on the digital scenario where now handle failure. Kodak as a sacrifices you make, and what your disappointment people don't even buy. Those three things are things that you need to talk to yourself to say that high-end are you ready to make that people sacrifice? Mobile phone is handling disappointment. The photographs that we are going for a big are far better than what easiest way of handling with our cameras. Taking care of disappointment is not just to apply for that role. So if you don't in my career, I don't improve your expertise even on the technical front, and if after first rejection you would be probably out of the job that I can handle, then you have to continuously, or you'll see what are the new trends and continuously buying for that kind of in whichever area you are. And that's it. And the second part, if that's what which is on the right side, then good. You will be happy and satisfied. But earlier point, if you really want soft skills are much more important, you have to make sure that you handle the technical skill you can learn, and it would keep on changing. Sacrifice. The key skills in COVID times, all of us, everyone is saying are the most important skills for 2045, and I'm sure they'll remain similar. I enjoy my role, but I also critical thinking, that analysis, problem solving, self-management, and have not traveled to India. If you are master of these skills, you can learn any other technical skill on top of it. So each one of us in our careers, if you have these, so therefore have made invest in your soft skill, invest in your critical thinking. You have to be sure solve versus saying I know this particular language. You may get when I was again in school, college. I remember coding, doing some coding, and therefore the last thing I don't even think that language is available these days. I don't even know what latest language is there. Grow. That's not the area that I work in. Get promoted every year or whatever. Keep on changing, and therefore, what are the basic skills? An adventure, and it may not be linear. Sometimes capability that you may be moving laterally. Sometimes you may be moving on a and keep on upgrading yourself. But if we move to the third slide, to reach where you want to go, and you have defined what is success for you as an individual, then it is all part of. A lot of people tell me that, hey, it's not that at experimenting stage of your career early on in my career, and thereafter in terms of promoting into money. There are times where you make my career to get a new experience. Again, you may be deciding something different. Like I have decided I'm still in HR and I'll stay in HR. Full-fledged understanding, and you're reaching where you want to. So those are my thoughts, things that are there. There may be experiences that you may want to gain. For instance, broadly on geographical think about career, but or within HR itself, there are think about your career within an organization. What are the kind of things, a period of help you 15 to 17 years. With that, I can say that I have tried and experimented with most areas of HR because those experiences is what makes you well-rounded. That experience helps you.
Thank you, Sachin, for such an insightful session, and of course, some fantastic stories, very relatable. I think like Lavya one was something that I could relate really well. Thank you so much. So just a reminder, in case you haven't been putting any questions in the chat box, please keep doing so. We'll have them answered during the session or post the session anyway. Because the Level Up series aims to cover the basic tenets of
now these
modern
different
professional
experiences,
world.
like I said, can be in different businesses.
With that, now I would like to invite Mr.
Organization,
Sanyog Jain, who is the board member of
different
JITO Mentorship Program
different
and
aspects
founder,
of
principal
which function
consultant
you
at
are in,
Frontline
or
Consulting,
even
to give us an
functions.
introduction of
If you get an
JITO
opportunity,
Mentorship Program and how to become
can you
a part of it.
experiment?
Over to you,
as
Sanyog,
per
sir.
career, I have not gone into
Thank you,
different
PTJ,
functions, but
to you and to all
with
our
special projects and stuff, I've always tried to get into two functions, which like finance and marketing, which are something that I think is essential in these times for everyone. Even in my HR job, I need to make sure my numbers are making sense. I'm providing return on investment to the organization on any intervention I create, and I need to market my interventions to internal employee. So therefore, those are two functions that I always try to stay close with or try to get a project to work on, which helps me not only get that experience, but also helps me in my own profession or in my own career. So again, experiences are extremely important, and I cannot stress upon the importance of having different exposure, different experiences.
So Sushma ji, if you could play
next slide.
Play the video now. I'll just stop sharing.
Yes, please.
Preeti, can we have the next slide? Another myth is that I don't need help or advice. And again, I've taken a picture of Eklavya. All of you know the story. He learned his art and skills by having a statue of his guru, and thereafter, even though he was a he had better skill set than Arjun, is what the story says. He had to give away his thumb, and Arjun therefore became the number one in that particular area. Now, why was that happening? You need human connection. You need people who are your sponsors. Dronacharya was clearly a sponsor for Arjun and not for Eklavya. Now, obviously, that story is told as something that Dronacharya did negatively. But if you think about it,
this is Siddharth Jain here, a member of JITO community. I had my mentoring session with Vishal Jain, sir, who is currently working as MD at Accenture. The one-to-one personal discussion with him was very fruitful in both professional and personal terms.
Than someone who's more networked and maybe just 19 to you in capability. Again, on the right, you can see mentoring or sponsorship. These are very, very similar concepts. They can help you in multiple ways, and that's why this JITO forum, professional forum, is so important and so valuable for all of you to leverage and use. But again, you need to ensure that you create a set of mentors for yourself, sponsors for yourself. These are people who would go and vouch for you. These are people who would open doors for you. Your network would help you understand what kind of opportunities available in the marketplace. And again, cannot stress how important it is. Even within an organization, even though there are systems which should understand each employee and know, but I can tell you last 4 jobs that I've got within PepsiCo is because of network or because of my sponsors or mentors who watched out for me and who said in some meetings, hey, this job is coming, Sachin is the right person and maybe he can do it, let's go.
I would like to thank Mr. Vishal
Otherwise,
for taking out his time
so much,
and giving
so
me
many
knowledge and
people
insight
in the
to take my
organization, so
career
much
forward.
talent in the organization that you may get some opportunity or you may not get opportunity, and therefore these are important networks or important relationships that you have to invest in. Now these relationships do not happen.
Strongly recommend all of you to have
these relationships do not happen
with
only just joining a forum. If you have the need of networking, if you have the need of creating mentors, if you have the need of creating sponsors, it's your responsibility to invest in it, right? You have to constantly invest in it. You have to constantly build that relationship. You have to constantly find moments, projects, times when you work, interact with those people, and it's on you to kind of reach out to mentors or sponsors to build that relationship. It's on you because you would get benefited out of it at the right moment. And
The quote on the screen really
I
explains
think the right time, like people say, the right time to plant a tree is today. I think the right time to start networking is today. If you start networking today, you may get benefit 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line. So there is absolutely nothing more important than you can do rather than starting to create your own network.
They have been there where you aspire to go. In a world of information overload, deafening noise, you get a great chance to interact with a sage voice.
I think my last slide, which goes
Using
to the
mentorship platform, you can get
define your own path. Sometimes people don't spend enough time and they look at social media, or they look at what others or colleagues or batchmates are doing and say, hey, this is how his or her career is taking shape and this is how I want to do it, because that's what
should I transition to a startup?
But
or
one thing I wanted to tell you is that what you see for other people is success. What you see is the outcome. You see this person has this job at this point in time, and this is what the person is doing, and the person is so successful.
Professional service provider,
what goes unnoticed,
or even a business
and
person
what
who
the
aspires
person
to build a
also does not tell you or is unnoticed, very few close
there are many
friends or close
categories,
may know.
And we are adding more every day.
Kind of effort the
from
person
leadership
did
to marketing to international
and
business.
Apart from
career growth,
persistence, dedication, hard work, discipline,
from product management,
all these things are
to
part of
artificial
life.
intelligence,
Like those things,
machine learning,
I
and
think
analytics,
also come in the continuous performance.
From
other things which are mentioned on the picture, which is failure, how to handle failure.
How will JITO mentorship program be really executed?
And what disappointment
if you have a limited agenda to
those
discuss,
3 things are
you can
things
get a
that you need
single
to talk to
meeting
yourself
with a mentor. We
to
call
say
it
that
flash mentoring.
are you ready to make that
if there are
sacrifice?
several
Are
people
you
who
ready
have
to
the same
handle
issues,
disappointment
we can arrange a group
if you are
mentoring
going for a
session.
big role?
If you are interested in
easiest way
personal
of handling
development and growth,
or taking care of disappointment is not just to apply for that
where
role.
you meet the mentor as a
in my
group
career, I have applied for
periodically.
many roles and
All
many
your
times got
discussions with
rejected.
the mentor are
And if after
confidential
first rejection
and
I
no
said, oh,
information
this is not
is shared
something that I
outside.
can handle, then you will stop applying
Now,
or you will stop
we have onboarded
vying for that kind of
36 mentors, and
opportunity.
we are grateful
And
to
that's
them
it.
who have agreed to give their time.
If that's what
These
it means
36
for you,
leaders
then
represent
good.
the
You'll
highest
be happy and
echelon of the
satisfied.
corporate
But
world.
if you really
They
want
bring a
to
combined
achieve something,
experience
then
of
you
more
have
than
to
1,000
make
years.
sure that you handle
There is
disappointment
no
and
issue
failures
which
in
they
the
have
right
not
way.
seen or
And
experienced.
you also make sacrifice.
Our goal is to include
in
100
COVID
Jain
times,
business
all of
leaders
us
to this
have
platform.
realized that family
All our
is
mentors
important,
value
being close
giving
to
back to
family
the
is
community.
important. And these times,
The link to the profile has been
I enjoy
pasted
my role,
in the
but
chat
I also
box,
make a sacrifice
so I will not
that
cover
I
each
don't
person's
go and meet my
background.
family at this point in
In
time.
this
I've not
slide, you are
traveled to
seeing
India
mentors
for
who
the last
have
couple of years
expertise in
because
the
of
field
COVID.
of
And
media,
that's a sacrifice that
AI,
I'm making.
ML,
Right?
product
So each one
management,
of us
power sector,
in our
operations,
careers,
legal,
if you ask
capital
anyone,
markets,
would have
and
made
digital
sacrifices
marketing
at different
and
points in
personal
time.
branding.
You have to be
You had heard
sure
from Prashant
about
up front.
are
Both
you
Piyush ji and
willing to
Pankaj
make
ji
that
were
sacrifice,
part of our last
because
level up
otherwise
series,
you may
and
get
Monica ji is
to that
part of
position
today's
or that
panel.
role, but you may not be happy or satisfied. And
If your
therefore,
interest lies in the
the
fields
last
of
thing I would say
academia,
is
social media,
career is not
strategic
linear.
sourcing,
It's not
payment,
about
gateway,
I have
consulting,
to
product management,
grow,
supply
I have
chain,
to
etc.
get
Or
promoted
you
every
plan
year
to build a
or
large-scale
whatever
enterprise.
frequency.
We have mentors who have deep
It's an
experience in these
adventure,
areas.
and it may not be linear.
From this particular
Sometimes
slide, last
you
time
may
we
be
met
moving
Varun ji.
laterally.
We
Sometimes you
spoke
may
at
be
our
moving
first
on
level
a
up
pay
series.
cut. But
Vishal
if
ji
it
is
is
on the panel for the
helping you
current level up
to
series.
reach where you want to go, and you have defined what is success for
On
you
this
as an
particular
individual,
slide, if you want
then it
guidance
is all
in
part of the
retail,
journey, and
in
it's
talent
good.
management, in
It's
investment
not that
banking,
at
high-tech
every
sector,
stage of your
consumer
career
services,
you need to
legal
look for
fields,
growth
we have
in terms
senior
of
and very
promotion, more
accomplished
money.
mentors representing
There are
those
times
areas.
where you take a
Today,
detour to
Sachin
get
ji is
a
present
new
on the panel.
experience,
And by
to
the way,
get
our members speak on
something
various
different,
JITO forums
to
too.
ensure that you have that full-fledged
Mentors
understanding and you're
showcased
reaching
on
where
this
you want
slide
to
can
go.
guide you in the
So
areas
that,
of
that
wholesale
those
banking,
are my
consulting,
thoughts on how
academia,
to
asset
build a
management,
career.
capital market,
You know,
and how new age
last couple
companies
of slides
operate,
broadly
and
on
in
how to
sunrise
think about
sectors like
career, but
healthcare.
earlier on
I
how
can say
to
with complete
think
confidence
about
that
your
the
career
business
within an
universe is very
organization.
well
What are the kind of
represented
things
here.
that help you
I would
grow?
also like to remind everyone
With
to
that,
not
I'll
to get concerned
put
with
it back
questions
to
such
Preeti.
as, how do I speak with such senior people? They are all part of Jain Samaj. They are here to share their perspective. They also got benefited from others. So
Thank
they are
you.
all very
Thank you, Sachin ji, for such an
well-grounded.
insightful session.
When
And
we
of course,
mentor
some
both the
fantastic
mentor
stories,
as well as
very,
the
very
mentee
relatable. I think the
benefit.
Clavia one was
So how have
something
we
that I
done
could
so
relate
far?
really well.
I
Thank you so
mentioned to
much.
you that we have 36 mentors
So
who
just
are
a
on board.
reminder, in
And
case
so far,
you haven't
we
been
have
putting any
onboarded
questions in the chat box,
142
please
mentees.
keep
We have
doing
done
so.
80,
We'll
we
have
have
them
completed 81
answered
mentee sessions.
during the session or,
And the work
post the session
experience of our
anyway.
mentees is quite
because the Level Up series aims to cover the basic tenets of
more and more women are coming up to get
with
the
that.
mentorship.
Now I would like to invite Mr.
Now,
Sanyog
each
Jain,
month,
who is the core
we
member
provide a
of
level up
JITO
series
mentorship
like
program
the one that you are
and
seeing
founder,
today.
principal consultant
And
at
the
Frontline
topics for the
Consulting.
next 3
To
level up
give us an
series are
introduction
given on the
of
slide.
JITO
I
mentorship
would
program
also
and
encourage
how
you
to
to
become
write
a part
if
of
there
it.
is any particular topic that
Over
you
to you,
would want
Sanyog,
us
sir.
to cover in the level up series.
Thank you,
Please put your
PTJ, and good
suggestions.
evening
We
to
are
you and
open
to all our
to receiving your
participants.
suggestions.
Thank you for allowing me
By
to
the way,
share
the
with our
recording
audience
of both the
structure of
sessions
the
which we
JITO
have already
mentorship
done
program
is available on the
and how
YouTube,
people from
and
our
there is a
community
link
can
to
take
it in
advantage
your
of this
chat box.
platform. I recall from one of the presentation of Prashant Ji when he said, now it
Here
doesn't
is
matter where you
our
are
core
on
team
the
members.
planet.
On
If
the
you are
right
from
hand
the
side,
community, you can
we
actually
have
get mentorship
our JITO
through the
Apex
programs
members,
with
Ajay
JITO
Ji,
offers.
Prashant Ji, and Milan
Before
Ji.
we go any,
As far as our
it is
convener
truly
of this particular program is
the JITO
concerned, it is
mentorship
Mr.
program.
Vishal Jain.
Truly
Nipun
is
Ji
an
is our
idea,
co-convener,
which
and
has
then
no
we have other
boundaries.
team members.
And
Susma Bantia.
by now we have
Jalaj Jain.
actually
Mr.
many mentees have
Miss Preeti Jain,
taken
you heard from her.
advantage of the
She is
program,
emceeing the program.
and it'll be
And
really nice
Shubh
if you
Jain,
can
he coordinates
see
and
what
he's the
their
program
experience
manager
was
of this
with
particular
the
program.
mentorship program. So Sushma Ji, if you could
Here
play
is some
play
information
the
for you
video,
how to join the program. We are
now,
also pasting this in the
stop
chat
sharing.
box so that you can, click on it at your convenience. And if you want to join the program, there's a link there for any questions or for receiving updates. There's an email ID there. And if you want any clarification, you could either speak to Shubh Jain or to myself. So with that, I would like to hand over back to you, Preeti. Take it from here.
Sure. Thank you, Sanyog, sir. I'm sure our audience members were quite curious to know about JITO mentorship program. And now we'll have Mr. Vishal Jain and Ms. Monica Prigal joining us for the Q&A. Mr. Vishal Jain, convener, JITO mentorship program in MD, Finance and Strategy at Accenture, has over 20 years of experience in the domain of financial planning, investment management, strategy, analytics, and transformation. He has previously worked with American Express, Pricewaterhouse, Balapur Industries, iBuild Technologies, and Polyplex.
I had my mentoring session with Vishal Jain, sir, who's currently working as MD
Six
at
Sigma Black Belt,
Accenture.
and
The
an alumnus
one-to-one
of
personal
FMS
discussion with him
Delhi.
was
He is
very
also the co-founder
fruitful
of
in
Genin,
both professional
a
and
platform that is
personal
centered
development.
around Genin's insights for the modern world. Ms. Monica Prigal, Director Legal at Laws India. She's a seasoned strategic attorney, board member, and company secretary with over 15 plus years of experience in handling legal, secretarial, and compliance functions at Laws, Goldman Sachs, PwC, Subex, and as an independent law practitioner. She's an alumnus of LLB, ICSA UK, and PG from IPR NLU. So let's get started. We now have Sachin ji, we have Vishal ji, and Miss Monica. Let me ask my first question
how
to
I can use
Vishal.
such things in a better way.
All right. So how can one ensure career longevity by staying relevant, competitive, and marketable in this ever-changing world?
Some clarifications on the bottlenecks and
Hi, Jajanin, everyone. So I think I will use a quote, and that relates to the poll we did initially. I think less opportunities came out as one of the very big themes, right?
I would like to thank
And the
Mr.
quote is
Prashant
that
for taking out
the
this time
success is
and
when the
giving me knowledge
opportunities
and insight
meet
to take my career
preparation,
further.
and failure is when fantasy meets reality, right? So I cannot stress enough about that there are enough opportunities in the world.
All of you to have
World is our stage. We need not to be limited by where we are, what we have done. In fact, in our religion, when we think about deeply spiritually, it is about abundance. So first limiting point, I believe, is our mindset or our mind that, hey, I have not done this. How do I do? I'm from this town, or I've only done this. And often this can also give an excuse. So here is a mind giving excuse to keep you away, keep me away from the hard work. See, let's get that very real, that we all should spend about 5% of our time to build our career, our CV, at least 5%, if not more. Right? A businessman will spend much more time.
If you're looking how to do
but often what happens is
Google.
this and I believe truly and passionately about that, these are excuses. Even I have been subjected to that, I wouldn't deny. So often these are excuses. So as I speak today, in fact, if you read today Economic Times, every IT company in India, they are really going massive hiring. In my role in Accenture, my 80% energy and my weekend is going in hiring, because we have to hire, like I have to hire in my direct team about 800 to 1,000 people in the next 6 months.
From all over the world.
The job openings are all-time high because there's a pent-up demand. And again, I may be giving a one view about IT organizations, tech organizations. There could be business or industries, manufacturing,
should I continue
they
my
are
job
coming out of pandemic. But as you see the news, everywhere the production output is pre-pandemic stage. India is really growing and things are getting better.
How do I break
so my
the
one central point I would just reiterate is that let your mind not give you excuse about
level leader,
opportunities.
Service provider,
let us focus
or
on
even a business
preparedness.
person who aspires to
as
build
we say, first you deserve, then you desire. And again, that is a point around continuous ongoing learning,
and
where we learn always.
From
we will be
leadership to marketing
confident,
to international
and when
business,
we believe in the
career
core theory of karma, that I'm doing my karma, the results will come. They will eventually come.
To artificial intelligence,
so
machine
that
learning,
would be
and
my
analytics,
point. They can always be pointed around. Get this skill, the skills could change. Again, to Sachin's point, probably more and more the softer skills are becoming more important.
If you have a
and I would
limited
add
agenda
to that
discuss,
also
you can
the
get a single
other thing which I spoke to Deepak Jain, who is Dean of Kellogg School of Business, on Thursday evening in some other context. And his point was that in the world, more and more the only differentiator will be your competitive advantage will be your value system, the core ethos, core basic hygiene, gratitude, humility. They will be really outshining you. So again,
we have
and this is my own experience where I got too subjected about, hey, what would I do? There's not growth and all. I felt like I felt myself low. I did not put in enough efforts, but the moment I'm controlling what I can, focusing on what I control,
they have not seen or
then I know what is my stage, and things open up, things change as well.
100 Jain business leaders.
That's what I would say, Preeti.
All our mentors value giving back
Thank
to the community.
Vishal, so much.
The link to the profile has
all right,
been pasted in the chat
moving
box,
on to my next
so
question,
I will not cover
and
each
this is for you,
background.
Sachin.
In this slide, you are
so my friends are becoming more successful than me. Everybody else is moving ahead
ML, product
in life except me again.
Sector,
so how can we stop running others' races?
And digital marketing and personal branding.
Yeah,
we heard from Prashantji up front. Both Piyush and Pankaj were part of our last level up series, and Monika is part of today's panel.
The sooner that we realize, the better.
If your interest lies in the fields of academia,
has their own destiny,
social media,
everyone has
strategic
their
sourcing,
own path,
payment, gateway, consulting,
no two
product
people
management,
can have the
supply
same
chain, etc.
And
or you plan to build a large-scale enterprise, we have mentors who have deep experience in these areas.
Right for us. Which
from this particular slide, last time we met Warren G. We spoke at our first level up series.
One thing,
Vishal Ji is on the panel for the current level up series.
Stop looking at LinkedIn, because there you see the
on this particular slide, if you want guidance
only on holidays.
in retail,
look
in talent management,
Facebook, you would think everyone
banking,
is just holidaying
high-tech
all the
sector,
time,
consumer
right?
services, legal fields. We have senior and very accomplished mentors
when they
representing those areas.
To others, they always
Sachin Ji is present on the panel. And by the way, our members speak
behind every happy moment
too.
There is 10 moments where they were
showcased on this slide can guide you in the areas of wholesale banking, consulting, academia, asset management, capital market, and how new age companies operate, and in sunrise sectors like healthcare.
Goes through the same journey.
I can say with complete
each one of us on
confidence
this
that the
panel,
business universe is very well represented
wanted
here.
to have a session on my
I would also like to remind everyone to not to get concerned with questions such as how do I speak with such senior people? They are all part of Jain Samaj.
I'm sure
they are here to share the perspective. They also got benefited from others, so they are all very well grounded. When we mentor, both the mentor as well as the mentee
not compare or not get
how have we done so far? I mentioned to you that we have 36 mentors who are on board.
Within an organization,
so far,
We have onboarded 142 mentees.
For defining
we have
what
done
I
80,
want
we
to
have
do.
completed
I have
81
the
mentee
3
sessions.
L's that I call it.
And the work
First one
experience
is
of our mentees is quite varied.
if I'm
But we are also
going for
seeing
a
in a
role,
very encouraging way that
am I
more and
getting
more
a
women are
level
coming up
in
to
PepsiCo
get the
language
mentorship.
Promotion? Am I getting a promotion or
Now,
not?
each month,
The second
we
is
provide a level up
location.
series,
Is
like
the
the one that you
location
are seeing
convenient enough? There
today.
were roles which I
And the
refused
topics
because
for the next 3
I could
level up
not go
series
to
are
that
given on
particular
the slide.
location.
I would also encourage you to
location
write
is the
if there is any
location
particular
is
topic
something
that
that I
you
would
would
like
want
to
us to
live.
cover in the level up series.
And it's
Please
just
put your
not me, my
suggestions. We are
family.
open
Would my
to
kids have the
receiving your
right
suggestions.
education? My
By
family
the way,
would be
the
comfortable
recording
living.
of
So that's
both the
second
sessions
L.
which we have already
And the
done
third L
is
is
available on
learning
the
in my mind.
YouTube,
Would I
and there
learn?
is a
Would
link
I
to it
add on to my
in your chat
experience
box.
with that role? And I say to people that
Now,
when
here is
when
our
you really
core
want
team
to change,
members.
make a
On the right
role
hand side,
change, if
we
you
have
you'll
JITO
be
PEX
lucky if
members,
you'll get all the three.
Ajay ji,
No one gets it.
Prashant ji,
Like
and
I have
Milan ji.
never got.
As
Maybe
far as our
once in my career,
convener
I've
of
got
this
all the
particular
three
program
together.
is concerned, it is
But
Mr.
otherwise,
Vishal Jain.
you
Nipunji is
never
our
get the three
co-convener.
together. So
And
make
then
a
we have
choice.
other team
And
members,
I have
Sushma Bantia,
60% of the
Jalad
time,
Jain,
I have gone for
Ms.
a
Preeti
role
Jain.
where
You
I was
heard from
getting
her.
only
She is
one of
emceeing
these.
the program.
And 40% of the time,
Shubh
I've
Jain,
gone for
he
roles
coordinates
where
and he's
I
the
was
program
getting two of
manager
these three.
of this particular program.
So therefore, that's the framework I use
Here is
to
some
define my
information for
own
you how
path.
to join the program. We are
Like
also
I said,
pasting this in the chat
realize
box
that your path
so
will be
that you
different
can,
than others. Your
click
path
on
is
it
your path
at your
and no one
convenience.
else's path.
And if you want
What
to
you
join the
want on
program, there's a link
these
there
three
for
L's
any
would be very
questions
different
or
from
for
anyone
receiving
else.
updates. There's an email
It's
ID
your
there. And if you
life,
want any
your family,
clarification,
your
you could either speak to
success
Shubh
that you
Jain
define,
or to myself.
and then have a
So with
framework to
that,
say
I
this
would
is
like
how
to hand
I'll
over back
define,
to you,
or this is how
Preeti.
I'll
Take it from
choose
here.
which role to go for or which role not to go for.
Sure.
Because
Thank you, Sanjog
somebody
sir.
else would.
I'm
So
sure our
the role
audience
that I refused,
members
like
were
I
quite
said, it
curious
was a
to
role
know
in Jeddah.
about JITO
I did
mentorship
not want
program.
to move to Jeddah at that point in time
And
because
now
of
we'll have
some
Mr.
family
Vishal Jain
reasons,
and Ms.
or I did
Monica
not want
Prigal
to move
joining
out of India
us
at that
for
point
the
in time
Q&A.
because of some family
Mr.
reasons. So I
Vishal Jain,
refused that role. And
convener,
someone else took
JITO
that role.
mentorship program
Now, should
in
I be
MD,
worried about
Finance
that?
and
Should I keep
Strategy
on
at
thinking,
Accenture,
oh, what
has over
happened?
20
And
years of
that person's
experience in
career
the
obviously
domain of
moved in a
financial
different
planning,
direction than mine.
investment
Should I be
management,
worried about that?
strategy,
No, I made a
analytics,
choice. I
and
made a choice based
transformation.
on a framework that I
He has
have,
previously
and I'm
worked with
comfortable
American
with it.
Express,
Whether that role moves
Pricewaterhouse,
faster or
Balapur
slower than
Industries,
me, or that
iBuild
person's
Technologies,
career
and
moves faster and
Polyplex.
slower than me, it's
A
based on my
CA,
choice. So every choice has a
CPA,
consequence.
CS,
And
Six
at
Sigma
the
Black
end, I
Belt,
would say
and an alumnus of
career is a
FMS
marathon.
Delhi. He's
In
also the
some 100
co-founder of
meter, you will be
Genin,
ahead.
a
In some
platform that is centered
other 100
around
meters, someone
Genin's
else would be ahead.
insights for the
It does
modern
not
world.
matter. Till the time you
Ms.
know
Monica
what you are
Prigal,
gunning
Director
for,
Legal at
and
Laws
till the
India.
time you are doing the
She's
right
a
thing,
seasoned
you'll reach. All of
strategic
us reach
attorney,
the same
board
level
member,
at the end
and
of the
company
day.
secretary with over 15
Finally,
plus years of experience in
17
handling
years in
legal,
PepsiCo, all my
secretarial,
classmates, whether they
and
move
compliance
faster or
functions
slower,
at Laws,
all of us are at similar
Goldman
positions. Someone is
Sachs,
19, someone is 20,
PwC,
someone is 21.
Subex,
It does
and
not
as an
matter.
independent law practitioner.
So
She's an
momentary,
alumnus of
someone may
LLB,
be ahead of you,
ICSA UK,
momentary, someone
and
may be
PG from
behind you.
IPR NLU.
Never let,
So let's get
when you are
started. We
ahead,
now
never
have
let
Sachin ji,
that
we
go to your
have
head.
Vishal ji,
And
and
when you are
Ms.
behind,
Monica.
never let that go to your
Let me
heart,
ask my
because
first
you have to take
question
heart in those
to
times. So
Vishal
that's what
sir.
I would say.
All right. So how can one
Thank you so
ensure
much, Sachin. I
career
think very, very
longevity
insightful.
by staying relevant,
Absolutely, the element of
competitive,
individualism, not
and
every,
marketable
not the
in
two
this
careers are
ever-changing
exactly same.
world, Vishal sir? So true.
Hi,
And
Judge
the
and
three
everyone.
L's, of course.
So I think
Great. So my third
I will
question,
use a
moving to you,
quote, and that
Monica ma'am.
relates to the
What are some of
poll
the
we did
career
initially. I think
pitfalls
less
that one should
opportunities
avoid?
came out as one of the
Thank you, Preeti, for the question and
very
Judge
big
Inendra,
themes, right?
Taking
And
this
the quote
question,
is that
I'll
the
go back to
success
what
is
Sachin just
when
mentioned.
the opportunities beat
Everybody's
preparation,
decision for the career
and
is
failure
different.
is
No
when
two careers are same. So I
fantasy
would say that
meets
to
reality,
avoid any career pitfall,
right?
firstly, you should not allow somebody
So
else to decide your
I
career.
cannot cannot stress
your
enough
circumstances
about
are
that
unique,
there
your
are
requirements
enough
are unique, your ultimate
opportunities in
goal
the
may be
world.
unique. So, like in
World is
Sachin's
our
example,
stage.
if you would have
We
spoken
need
with
not to
someone,
be
they would have said,
limited
"Oh,
by
Jeddah is a
where
great
we
place, you
are,
should
what
move,"
we
and
have
all of that.
done.
But
In fact,
ultimately, when
in
you
our
take that
religion, when we
decision
think
based on
about
somebody
deeply
else's
spiritually,
advice and you have not
it is
thought
about
through it
abundance.
completely, then
So
you have
first
to live with those
limiting
decisions
point, I
and the
believe, is our mindset or our
implications of those
mind that, hey,
decisions.
I
So
have not done
I would
this.
say to
How do
avoid
I
any
do? I'm from
pitfall,
this town,
make
or
a conscious call
I've
and
only
take
done this. And
take control
often
of your career.
this can also give
Take
an
your own decisions
excuse.
on the
So
career.
here is a mind giving
The other thing
excuse
is,
to
like again, Sachin
keep you
mentioned
away,
in one of his slides,
keep
there
me
are some
away
jobs
from the
which
hard
won't even
work.
exist in the future.
See,
But
let's
for the
get that
jobs
very
that we
real
are
that
in,
we
always
all
stay relevant.
should
Don't
spend
become
about
obsolete.
5% of our
You have to
time
pick
to
up the
build our
skills that is
career, our
required, not
CV,
just
at
for your
least
current
5%,
role,
if
but
not
also
more.
for your
Right?
future
A
role.
businessman will
Because
spend much
your
more time.
role or the
But
job that
often what
you have
happens is
today
this,
is not something that will
and I
last
believe
forever. What
truly
is
and
relevant today
passionately
may
about
not
that
be
these are
relevant tomorrow.
excuses. Even I have
Like, I'll
been,
give you my example.
I have been subjected to
I'm a
that. I
lawyer and
couldn't
a
deny.
company secretary. I can do all of that
So
like pretty,
often these are
with
excuses.
a
So
lot of
as I
ease.
speak today,
But
in
there
fact,
are a
if you
lot
read
of
today
changing
economic
landscape in
times,
the legal
every IT
field.
company in India, they are
On the
really
labor
going
side,
massive
a lot of
hiring.
things are changing in
In
India.
my role in
On the data
Accenture,
privacy
my
side, there's a lot
80%
of
energy and my weekend
rigor
is going in
around having a
hiring
new
because
data
we have to
privacy
hire,
law.
like I have to hire in
So
my direct team
keeping
about
ahead of it and preparing
800 to
for it,
1000 people in next
reading
6
about
months.
it, even before it comes
The
into
job
play,
openings are
is
all
something
time
that will
high
keep you
because there is a
relevant,
pent up
and that is
demand.
what
And
we
again,
should
I may
do,
be
to
giving a one view
not
about
face a
IT
situation where
organizations, tech
you are
organizations.
in
There
front
could
of
be
the new
business
legislation
or
and then your
industries
management thinks you're not
manufacturing
able to
that they
handle.
are coming out of
That could be a
pandemic. But as you
potential
see
career
the
pitfall.
news,
So
everywhere the production
being
output is
updated with
pre-pandemic
whatever is
stage.
happening in
India
your
is
respective
really
areas.
growing and things are getting better.
What I
So
personally
my
also
one
feel is,
central
to
point
have
I
a
would
very
just reiterate is
successful
that
and
let your mind not give you
like a
excuse
marathon
about
kind of a career, you should not be jumping
opportunities.
jobs very
Let
often.
us focus
Like
on
initially, when
preparedness.
you start your career,
As
I
we say,
understand
first you
freshers,
deserve,
they
then
are
you
looking out
desire.
for a new job every
And
year.
again, that is the point
But I have
around
seen some
continuous
people
ongoing
who have
learning.
like,
When we learn
who have been
always,
my
we
batchmates,
will
but
be
have been jumping
confident.
jobs
And
every
when we
12
believe
months or
in
13
the
months
core
just because they
theory of
were getting
karma,
like
that
a
I'm doing
new
my karma, the results
opportunity,
will come.
or
They
plainly
will
because they were
eventually
getting,
come.
a better
So
package.
that will be
That in the
my
short run
point.
may look
They can
very
always be pointed
lucrative because
around, get this
you
skill,
are going
the
really
skills
up
could
in
change.
your
Again,
pay
to
package.
Sachin's point,
But what you need to
probably more and
understand is,
more
if
the
you reach a
softer
very
skills
high
are
pay
becoming more
package
important.
with
And I
very
would
low
add to that
experience, after some time you're not
also the
marketable because
other
people are
thing which
not going to
I
touch you.
spoke
Like
to
with 5 years of
Vishal
experience, if
Jain,
you're
who is
drawing like a
Dean
salary
of
which is
Kellogg's
for
School of
10 years
Business
old,
on
people will
Thursday
not touch
evening
you
in
because
some other
you become
context.
not
And his point
affordable.
was
Plus, you
that
don't have the
in the
relevant
world,
experience. So
more and
don't
more,
jump
the only
jobs very
differentiator will be
frequently. Stay
your
modest if
competitive
the place
advantage
is
will be your
allowing you
value
to
system,
learn,
the core
especially in your
ethos, core
initial part of the career. I think
basic
learning has to
hygiene, gratitude,
become a
humility.
larger
They will be
priority
really
than the level
outshining you.
or
So
the pay
again,
package. So if the
and this
opportunity
is
is
my
allowing
own
you to learn,
experience,
then stick
where
to
I
those
got too
jobs
subjected
for a
about,
little
hey, what
longer
would I
than you
do?
would
There's
want
not
to,
growth and
so
all.
that you
I
have
felt
ample
like I
experience.
felt
And
myself
ultimately, after
low.
15 years, when you're
I did
looking
not
at
put
your
in enough
career,
efforts.
it should not look
But
like, oh
moment
my
I'm
God, this
controlling what
person
I
is on
can,
reliable. They
focusing on
don't
what
have
I
a committed
control,
career
then I know
because
what
they
is
are
my
jumping
stage and
jobs
things
every
open
12
up,
months.
things
So
change as well.
when you are showing that,
That's
you
what
have
I would
stayed
say,
with a
Preeti.
company for 3 years, and then your next job is like for 4 years,
Thank
and
you,
your next
Vishal,
job is for
so
6 years,
much.
it shows that
All right.
as you're growing in your career, you
Moving
have a
on to
lot of
my next
maturity
question,
and you
and this
are
is for
invested
you,
and committed
Sachin.
to a job. That makes
So
your
my friends are
marketability
becoming more
better,
successful than
and it
me.
also,
Everybody
avoids
else is
any
moving ahead
opportunity that
in
you
life
would
except
otherwise
me
miss.
again.
So that is
So how
something that
can
I
we
would
stop
say.
running
And
others' races?
I think Sachin already spoke about why switching jobs should not
I
be
think
like the end of
this
the
goes
world.
back to what
It's
Vishal
okay
was
to
saying.
switch jobs
It's
when you
about
have
your
the right
mindset.
opportunity. Do that, because maybe that's the best
The
thing for
sooner
your
that we
career, and
realize,
you
the
don't
better
have
it
like a
is
mind
that
block that I can't shift
everyone has their
the
own
fields
destiny,
after
everyone has
certain
their
years
own
of my
path,
career.
and no two
Lastly,
people
I
can
would
have the
say,
same
especially as a woman,
and
many a times,
therefore we have to
we all
choose a
agree
path
that I mean, we all
which
know
is
whether we want to agree or
right
not.
for
There
us,
is a glass
which
ceiling,
gives
and you have to
pleasure
work
to
a
us,
little extra
satisfaction to us.
harder to break that glass ceiling, especially when
One
you're in a
thing
woman. You
I
want to
would
be
say
in that
is
leadership role,
stop
and you
looking at
want to have
Facebook,
that seat
stop
at the
looking at
table.
LinkedIn, because
Nobody's going to come to me
there
and say,
you see
Monica, I
the
want you
posts
there,
of
right? I
people
have to put my hand
only
up,
on holidays.
for
If you
which
just
there are
look at
few things that I want to
Facebook,
do,
you
that I
would think
have to do.
everyone is just holidaying
we are on this platform, which is a mentority platform. Please don't shy away from having mentors because they will guide you in this
success,
path, something that you would miss because you are not in the room at all. You don't know what's happening in the room. So a mentor who will actually give his or her experience and get you to that dream job maybe one step ahead. So have a mentor at all points in time. It can be formal, informal. It can be internal or external. So that mentor will help you to break the glass ceiling and continue to network. Networking is extremely important. And the third thing is dress professionally, guys. Dress for the next job that you want to
I'm sure all of us have
so,
our
you are an analyst and you feel like, nobody's watching you and you're just like, shabbily dressed and you're turning up in office. You will be great at your job, but your soft skills are equally important. The way you are,
demotivated
you appear. I'm not saying you have to wear the most expensive brands, but be like, presentable.
I use this framework
I'll give you an example.
defining what I want to do. I have this 3 L's that I call it.
Where I
First
have
one
to
is
even do an
level.
introduction of the program.
If I'm
Or I'm an
going for a
invitee, or
role,
I'm a
if I'm
panelist,
applying
or
for a
I'm
role,
conducting
am I
the
getting a
board
level?
meeting.
Level
See, when you're
in
conducting the
PepsiCo
board
language
meeting,
is
you're just the company
promotion.
secretary.
Am I getting
You
a
are,
promotion or not?
when I was not the
The
director
second
on the board,
is
you're just a
location.
company
Is the
secretary.
location
But I would
convenient enough?
always be
There
like
were roles
extremely
which I
well dressed
refused
for these
because
occasions, because
I
I
could
know
not
at
go
least
to that
2,000
particular
people are
location.
looking at me. So I'm well dressed for that.
Location
And
is the
one day
location
somebody
is
walked up to
something
me
that
and
I
they
would
said,
like to live.
"Oh, you're so dressed up today. What's the
And it's just
occasion?"
not me. My
And there
family
is no
would my
occasion.
kids
You
have the
are
right
the occasion.
education.
If you
My
feel
family would be
that you
comfortable
have to
living.
be
So
on
that's
the stage
second
and
L.
you are,
And the third
also
L is
opening the
learning in my
program,
mind. Would I
and you
learn?
want
Would
to be
I
looked in
add
a
on to my
certain way, you want
experience
people to
with
look at
that
you in
role?
a certain way, that is the
And
occasion.
I say to
So don't
people
wait
that
for the occasion that, it
when
has to be a wedding or
when
it
you
has to
really
be
want to
like,
change, make
your
a
promotion day or something.
role
Every
change,
day actually
if
counts. So
you're
these are some
you'll be
things that you
lucky
could
if
do.
you'll
Probably
get all the three.
that's in
No
my
one gets it.
experience. I wanted
Like
to pass
I have
it on
never
to,
got maybe
avoid
once
any
in my
career
career I've got
pitfalls.
all the three together. But otherwise,
No, absolutely
you
amazing
never get the
thoughts,
three together.
Monica
So
ma'am.
make a choice.
Very, very relatable, I
And I
guess.
have,
And a lot of studies that we generally do
60%
from
of the time,
Harvard,
I
and
have
these online
gone for
courses.
a
There are
role where
various
I was
case
getting
studies
only one
even,
of these. And
around
40%
these
of the
lines.
time I've gone
Some
for
some
roles
senior
where
person
I
has
was
been
getting
coming out of
two
the
of these.
meeting, and the discussion happened. Some heated arguments
So
happened. She's been
therefore,
sort of
that's
running
the
on the floor.
framework
So
I
I'm just
use
sharing
to
one example.
define my own
And
path.
suddenly, her
Like
leader
I said,
noticed,
realize
something has
that your
happened in the
path will be
conference room,
different
and
than others. Your
she's been
path is
seen
your
running
path and
on the
no
floor
one
and
else's path.
sitting on her desk doing
What
something
you
about it.
want
Then
on
she later comes
these
back
three
to
L's
her and
would be
said,
very different
"What
from
happened in the
anyone
meeting
else.
room, etc." So she said,
It's your life,
obviously
your
the
family,
discussion
your
didn't go
success
well in
that
the
you
direction
define.
I wanted,
And
and
then have a
so I
framework
wasn't
to
happy
say, this
about
is
it.
how
So I
I'll
came out of the
define,
room,
or this
and
is how I'll
I just came back on my
choose
seat and started to
which
work.
role to
So
go
she said,
for
"But
and
you
which
know
role
what?
not to go for.
Whatever
Because
happened in the conference room
somebody
is
else
right,
would.
but
So the role that
the
I refused,
gesture
like I
when you were
said,
actually coming
it
out
was
of
a
the
role
room
in
and you were
JETA.
running on the floor,
I did not want to
it
go
isn't
to
about the
JETA at that
level,
point in
or it
time
isn't
because of
about how senior or junior you
some
are, but
family
actually the entire
reasons,
floor could make
or I did
out
not
that
want to move out
something
of India at
didn't
that
go
point in time
right.
because of some family reasons. So
So
I refused that role.
when you were
And
putting
someone else took
the
that
point
role.
around the
Now,
dress, right?
I
How
be worried
should we
about
really
that?
be
Should I keep
dressing?
on
And
thinking, oh,
every
what
day is an
happened?
occasion.
And
I
like
think
that person's
what we are
career
doing
obviously moved
and
in a
how
different
we are wanting
direction
to
than
present
mine.
ourselves needs
Should
to
I be
be
worried
watched
about
through
that? No,
every
I made a
moment
choice. I
is
made a choice
equally
based on
important.
a framework that I have,
Okay,
and I'm comfortable
thank
with
you
it.
so much again. And
Whether that
coming back
role
to you,
moves
Vishal sir,
faster or
again.
slower
Next
than me,
question
or
is
that
for you
person's
is
career moves
how
faster
to
and slower
decide
than
whether
me,
it's
it's based
really
on my
time to
choice.
quit the job
So every
or should I
choice has a
continue?
consequence. And at the end, I would say,
Yeah, so I think
career is a marathon.
partly Monica covered, and in fact,
Some
I
100
went through that
meters you will be
experience
ahead.
myself
In
recently.
some
I was a
100
long
meters,
time
someone
in
else will be
American
ahead. It
Express
does not
for
matter.
18 years.
Till the
My
time
last
you know
role
what you are gunning for,
as CFO of
and till the time
MX India, and I
you are
just
doing the
switched to
right thing, you'll
Accenture.
reach. All of us
In
reach the
so it's
same
a
level at
different
the end
world.
of the day.
So I can give you
Finally,
both sides, why to
17 years in
continue and probably
PepsiCo, all my
quit as well.
batchmates,
So
whether
as
they move
Monica mentioned,
faster
and
or
Piyush Doshi
slower,
in our last session
all of
covered
us are
very
at similar
nicely
position. Someone is
that the
19, someone
number
is
of year
20, someone is
experience
21.
divided by the
It
number
does
of
not
jobs you
matter.
have. If the ratio is going
Momentary, someone may
lower
be
than
ahead
3,
of you. Momentary,
right,
someone
or
may be
lower than
behind
2,
you.
then it's
Never,
a very, very
never
big
let
watch out,
when you are
right?
ahead.
I
Never
think
let
that's
that go
so
to
you
your
can do
head.
the math,
And
right?
when you are
And then you
behind,
can
never let
decide
that go to your
accordingly.
heart, because
And
you have
what
to take
it
heart in
does
those
is that
times.
in my
So
own experience,
that's what
as
I would
I'm
say.
interviewing so many people, in fact, today I met 4 people.
Thank you so much,
I
Sachin. I
can
think
clearly
very, very
make out that when people
insightful.
switch quickly, they
Absolutely,
lack
the element of
depth.
individualism. Not
They lack
every,
depth.
not
They
the
can
two
talk
careers are
words, I
exactly
did this,
same.
but the moment you probe
So
them,
true.
they're not able
And
to answer
the
because they
three
have
L's,
just
of course.
moved around.
Great.
And
So my
typically, it
third
does take
question,
time,
moving to
9
you,
months, 6, 9
Monica
months
ma'am.
to know the
What are some
basics.
of
Then
the
you
career
start shining.
pitfalls
then you start delivering and you start reaping the benefits. So that cycle could be 2.5 years to 3 years again. It could vary. But this much time you must give to yourself to do justice, to best achieve what you want to achieve from that
everybody's decision for the career is different.
When to quit also is a point that when you figure out that are you learning, number one, to point the 3L what Sachin mentioned. Do you have, how do you see your career 5-10 years down the line? Because are you coming into the comfort zone, right? And then are you being valued, respected, right? So that's where I think sometimes the comfort zone could really outweigh your decision. That everything is going fine, things are right. Why? A lot of people ask me that you're already doing so well. People ask me as well what we were together in MX. But somewhere I must tell you that the change brings so much of freshness. It really opens new doors. It opens up possibilities. So there is a merit for suddenly changing and quitting to do something something different to open new doors, as Sachin mentioned. At the same time, there is a merit for depth. I will keep one brief thing. I think we will not cover every aspect here. There's a book, nice, very simple book called Catalyst by Chandramouli Venkatesan. It's a very simple read. I highly recommend. It's a 200 rupees simple read in 3 hours you can finish. I read that many often just to remind, and that's a very simple one people to refer to. So Preeti, I was thinking that we might open for the live Q&A as well. May take, right? Will that be fine, Preeti, given the time
on the labor side, a lot of things are changing in India.
Sure.
On the
no,
data
I think
privacy side,
absolutely.
there's a lot of
Given the time we have in hand right now, we can open it up for the live Q&A. And I think Sushma ma'am has been kind enough to collate all the important questions for us that we are seeing coming through the chat box. So she'll be now moderating the panel, and over to you, ma'am.
Not face a situation where you
amazing.
are in front of the new legislation and then your management thinks
most of these questions are also being answered in the chat box.
So being updated with whatever is happening in your respective
now
areas.
There are some questions which we've got, like
what I personally also feel is
freshers lack the requisite experience and exposure. How can a fresher attract good opportunities?
Not be jumping jobs very often. Like initially when you start your career, I understand freshers, they are looking
I gave a perspective, maybe anyone,
but I have
Monica,
seen some people who
Sushma,
have like, who have been my batchmates, but have been jumping jobs every 12 months or 13 months just because they were getting like a new opportunity.
I can take that.
Or plainly because they were getting
I am a first generation
better
lawyer.
package.
Not just a first generation lawyer, I'm a first generation professional. Across my family, mother side, father side.
But what you need to understand is if you reach a very high package
despite
with very low experience, after some
16
time
years,
even because people are not going to touch
so many years,
with 5 years of experience, if you're drawing
there is no one
which
in my
for
family
10
who's
years
actually
old,
working
people will not touch you because you become not affordable.
That's a full-time job. So to this question, when you're freshers, how do you get the right opportunity? I feel like
you to learn.
A consolidation of all the points which is
a career. I think learning
one is work hard, work really
larger priority
harder than someone that you're seeing
the
around
opportunities
you.
allowing
Because
you to learn,
especially as
then
a fresher,
stick to those jobs
mentors in the industry when
longer
you don't
than
have the
you
connects.
want to.
It's only your
So
hard
that you
work
have
that's
ample
going to speak.
experience, and
Of course, your
ultimately
marks
after
speak
15
for
years
yourself,
when
and
you're
when you
looking
have
at
a great
it should
academic
not look like, oh
background,
my God, this
and
person is
also
not
you are
they
working
don't have a
hard.
committed
I
career
think when
because they
people
are jumping
notice
jobs every
even
12
one
months.
piece
So
of your work,
when you are
somewhere
showing
it
that
can just
you
land
have
from
stayed
one
with a
table to
company
the
for
other.
3 years and then your next
That
job
can
is
really
for
go
4
a
years
long
and
way,
the next
and
job
that
is
can
for 6
kickstart
years. It
kickstart
shows
your
that
career.
as you're growing
The
in your
first
career,
break
you
that
have a
you
lot of
get really
maturity
sets
and
the
you
tone of
are
your career.
invested and
And that
committed
is
to
why,
a job.
especially as
That makes your
CAs and
marketability better,
CAs,
and
CAs,
it also
LLBs particularly,
avoids any
where we do
opportunity
articleship
that you
becomes
would
very
otherwise
important.
miss.
And
So
after
that
the
is something that I
articleship,
would say.
the first
And
job that we take, don't take it for money. Take it for the
I
right
think Sachin already
opportunity and
spoke
the right
about
learning,
why
because that can
switching
really
jobs
set the
should not
stage for
be
your
like
career.
the end of the world. It's okay to switch
I think
jobs
we
when
can
you have the
constantly
right
keep coming
opportunity.
back
Do
to this
that
whole thing
because
of
maybe that's the
learning,
best thing for your
opportunity.
career. And
Look
don't
at your
have like a
career,
mindset that I
long-term
can't shift
vision versus
the
short-term
fields
vision.
after a
And of
certain
course,
years of
I
my
mean, I
career.
loved it when Sachin has been telling us, don't look at
Lastly, I would
Facebook and
say,
LinkedIn and what everybody
especially
else
as
is
a
writing
woman,
out there.
many a times, we all
Everybody's having a good time, but how
I
do
mean,
they
we all
get
know
there?
whether
There's a
we
lot
want to
of
agree or
hard
not.
work
There
and
is a glass
discipline
ceiling,
towards
and you
this.
have to work a
What
little
role does
extra hard to
networking
break that
play?
glass ceiling, especially when you're in a woman.
So,
You want to
Sachin,
be
would you
that
like to
leadership
answer that?
role
I
and
think
you
you
want
did
to have the
touch
seat
upon
at the
it.
table.
But how do I network?
Nobody is
I
going to
mean,
come to me and
I'm
say,
just 2
Monica, I
years in
want you there, right?
organization,
I
3
have
years
to
in
put my
organization.
hand
What
up,
does
for
networking
which there
really
are few
mean?
things that I want to do, that I have to do. We are on this platform,
Very
which
early
is a
on in my
mentority platform.
career, I was doing a
Please
learning
don't shy
role,
away from having mentors because
which
they
was
will guide you in this
handling learning programs for India as
path,
a
something
geography
that you
for
would miss
PepsiCo.
because
And
you're
there
not
we
in the room
designed
at
a
all. You don't
program
know
where
what's happening
we
in the room.
said, okay,
So
what
a
is this
mentor who will actually give
word
his or
called
her
network?
experience and
And
get you
we
to
developed a
that
very, very simple
dream job
inventory
maybe
where
one
we
step
said
ahead.
on
So
an Excel
have a
sheet,
mentor at all points in time.
and I
It
can
can
look
be
through my
formal,
documents, and
informal.
if
It
that's
can be
helpful, I can
internal
send
or
that
external.
Excel
So
sheet out
that
to
mentor will help you
like Preeti
to
to
break the
circulate to
glass
everyone.
ceiling and
But what we
continue to
ask people
network.
to do is
Networking is
on that
extremely
Excel sheet
important.
or on that form,
And the
put out
third
who's
thing
your
is dress
network.
professionally,
And we
right?
asked
Dress
questions.
for
We
the
said,
next job
okay,
that you want to be.
if
So,
if
you are
you
an
have a
analyst and
problem
you
at
feel like,
work or a
nobody's
question
watching
at
you
work,
and you just like,
who are the people
shabbily
you can
dressed
reach
and
out to?
you're turning up in office. You
Those
will
are your
be great
network
at your
people
job,
at
but your
work.
soft skills are
If
equally
your
important. The
kid
way
is
you
to
are,
be suddenly picked up
you
from
appear.
school
I'm not saying you have to wear the
and
most
you are stuck in a board meeting or an important meeting or you are traveling,
I'll
who
give
can
you an
you
example.
call
Every time there
to
is any
pick up your kid?
program
You'll not trust your kid with
where
someone
I
else,
have to even know
someone
introduction
who you
of the
just have an
program,
acquaintance with.
or I'm
You
an
really need to
invitee,
trust
or
the
I'm a
person.
panelist,
So
or
put
I'm
out your
conducting
network
the
on that.
board meeting. See, when
We
you're
had a set of
conducting the board
questions
meeting,
which,
you're just
like,
a company secretary.
I'm giving
You
you
are,
two questions on
when I
both
was not
sides,
the
work
director
and
on the
life.
board,
But we had
you're just a
questions,
company secretary.
7, 8
But
of
I
them,
would always be like extremely
encompassing
well
both your
dressed for these
work
occasions,
and
because I know at
your
least 2,000
life,
people are looking at me.
which helped
So
you
I'm well dressed for that.
understand
And
what is the
one day
network of
somebody
people
walked up
you
to me
have.
and they said, "Oh,
And
you're so dressed up today. What's the
suddenly
occasion?"
when you do that
And
exercise,
there
you
is no
realize
occasion.
that,
You are the occasion.
like
If
on the
you
family
feel
front,
that you have to be
your
on the
network
stage
may
and
be
you
in
are,
your home city
also
and not
opening the
in
program,
where you are living.
and you want
So
to
you
be
need to
looked in a
create that
certain way,
network.
you
You
want
need to
people to
invest
look
in
at you in a certain
relationships
way,
in
that
your
is the occasion. So don't
society,
wait for the
in the
occasion
place
that
you are
it has
living,
to
in
be
the
a
building you
wedding,
are
or it
living,
has to be
to
like,
create that network.
your promotion day or
Similarly, at
something.
work,
Every
you
day
would
actually
suddenly
counts.
realize
So
that,
these are some things
okay,
that
I
you
know
could
some
do.
people I
Probably
can basically
that's in
go and
my
ask if I
experience. I
want
want
to
to
figure
pass
out
it on
if I'm in a
to
new office
avoid
and I
any
want to
career
figure out where is
pitfalls.
the washroom. I know who to ask.
No, absolutely
But if I
amazing
really
thoughts,
have a very, very
Monica ma'am.
specific
Very,
question, should
very
I apply for
relatable, I
this role?
guess.
What
And
is the
a lot of
capability
studies
required
that
for
we
this
generally
role?
do from
Do I
Harvard,
have
and
network of
these
people
online
who are senior
courses. There are
enough in the
various case
organization
studies
who I
even,
can go and ask and they would
around
help
these
me
lines.
understand,
Some
oh,
senior
this
person has
role
been
is
coming out
not
of the
for you, Sachin,
meeting,
because
and the
this role
discussion happened,
requires
some heated
capability
arguments
that you
happened,
don't
and she's
have,
been
or
sort of running
I
on the
know
floor. So I'm just sharing one example. And
you would not
suddenly,
enjoy that role.
her
Now,
leader
again,
noticed,
to Monica's point,
something
listen
has
to
happened in the
everyone and
conference
decide
room,
on
and
your
she
own.
saw she's been
Never,
seen running
never bank your
on the floor
decision
and
based on
sitting on her
what
desk
others
doing
say.
something about it. Then
Like,
she later
for
comes
instance,
back to her and said, "What
like the
happened in the
JEDA
meeting
example
room,
I gave,
etc."
a lot of people
So she
told
said,
me you should take that role. I did not.
obviously the
And
discussion didn't
before that,
go well in the
actually
direction
had
I
a role in
wanted,
Chennai.
and
And in
so
those
I
times,
wasn't happy
a
about
lot of
it.
people
So I
told me,
came out
why
of the
are you going
room,
to
and
Chennai? Chennai was almost
I just
like,
came back on my seat and started
for
to work.
North Indians,
So
it
she
was
said,
like
but
a
you know what?
no-go area, right?
Whatever happened in the
My
conference room is
friends
right,
from my
but
college
the
called me and asked
gesture
me,
when
is
you
this
were
a
actually coming
punishment
out of the
posting for
room
you?
and you weren't running on the
But
floor,
I was really interested
it
in
isn't
that
about the
experience, and
level, or it
I
isn't
can tell
about
you
how
that
senior or
that was
junior
a
you are, but actually the entire floor
career-changing
could
role
make
that I
out
did in
that
Chennai, because
something
it gave
didn't
me
go
so
right.
much perspective.
So
It helped me
when
with
you were
so many other
putting
things
the point around the dress,
that I
right?
really
How
enjoyed.
should we really be dressing? And
I
every
still
day is an
believe the
occasion.
best
I
city to
think
live
what
in
we are
India is
doing
Chennai.
and how we are wanting to present ourselves needs to be
After so
watched
many
through
years.
every
So
moment is
again,
equally important.
decide on your
Okay,
own, but
thank you so much
to
again,
the
and
question
coming
that
back
again,
to
you
you,
have to
Vishal sir,
figure out
again.
what is the
Next
network.
question
And
is for you.
again,
Is
like I said, Chennai, when
how
I
to
reached
decide
Chennai,
whether
there is
it's
no
really
network that
time
I
to
had.
quit the job or
After
should
that,
I
I
continue?
went to Dubai. Now I'm in New York. I had no
Yeah,
network,
so I think
neither at work,
partly
neither at
Monica covered,
neither
and
at
in fact, I've gone through that
work.
experience myself
Sorry, in
recently.
life
I
or at
was
home.
for a long
So
time
you
in
have to
American
constantly
Express for 18
invest in
years.
network, and the
In my
best way
last
to figure
role,
out what network you need is,
as
I'm
CFO
happy to
of
send those
MX
questions
India,
out
and
to
I just
everyone.
switched to
Look at those
Accenture.
questions and add on more questions for
So it's a
yourself.
different
You may have
model.
more questions than what
So I
you
can
designed
give
at that
you
point in
both
time.
sides,
But look at those
why to
questions and say,
continue and
do
probably
you
continue
have
quit as
someone
well.
who
So
can
as
help you
Monica
in
mentioned,
those
and Piyush
situations?
Doshi
Do
in
you
our last
have
session
someone
covered very
who you can
nicely
go and ask for help in those
that the number
situations?
of years experience
You know,
divided by the number of
one
jobs
thing
you
when
have, if the ratio
Vishal
is
was talking to
going
me early on when
lower
I was
than
getting
3,
onboarded, one
right,
thing he
or
told
lower
me
than 2, then
is
it's
that
a very, very
this
big watch
network
out,
of
right? I think
JITO
that's
helped
so
all
you
the
can do the
members
math, right?
to
And then
get
you can
through this
decide
COVID.
accordingly.
Again,
And what
luckily
it does
no
is
one
that
had
in
a
my own
big challenge,
experience,
but
as I'm interviewing so
you
many
just need
people, in
someone
fact
to
today I
talk to.
met 4
These were
people,
times which were
I
very
can
different.
clearly
You
make
just
out that
needed
when
someone to
people
talk
switch
to and say,
quickly,
hey,
they
everyone
lack
is facing the same
depth.
challenge.
They
So
like
there
depth,
are
they
different
can
needs
talk
that you would have
words,
in
I
life
did
at
this,
different
but
points
the
in
moment
time,
you
whether whether in your life or whether in your work profile, always look, do you have people for that or not?
And
if you
typically
don't,
it does take time, 9 months, 6
if you
9
have
months
people for
to
that,
know the basics, then you start
doing
shining,
good in network, but
then you start delivering and you
like
start
health,
reaping the
network
benefits. So
never
that
be the
cycle
best.
could be
You can
2.5
always
years to
invest
3 years. Again, it could vary.
Thank you
But
for that
this
wonderful
much time
answer.
you
I'm
must
sure
give to
lots of
yourself
people,
to
lots
do
literally.
justice,
I'm
to
looking forward to that
to
Excel
best
sheet and all
achieve
those
what you want to
questions.
achieve from that
So
role.
please do share it.
When to
And
quit
you
also
said
is a
Chennai.
point that when you figure out that are you
Sometimes you just
learning,
need to go
number
to
one,
get
to
out of
point
your
the three
comfort
L's what
zone
Sachin
and
mentioned.
see how it
Do
takes
you
you,
have,
all
how
the
do you see your
challenges.
career 5 10
I'm
years
going to
down the
request
line? Because
Pankaj
are you
Jain, he's
coming
had
into
his
the
hand up
comfort
for some
zone,
time,
right?
to just
And
unmute
then
himself
are
and
you being valued, respected,
ask the question
right?
directly,
So
please.
that's where I think sometimes the comfort zone could really outweigh your decision.
Yeah, so
That everything is going fine, thik chal raha hai, why?
I'm
A lot of people
unmuted,
ask me that you're
and
already
my
doing so well. The
question
CP asked
is
me as
for
well, what if
Vishal and
we were
Sachin,
together in
and
Amex.
I'm happy
But somewhere I
whoever
must tell
takes
you
it.
that the change brings so much of freshness.
My question
really
is,
opens new doors. It
at
opens
times in our careers,
so there is a
especially
merit
for
for suddenly
ones who
changing
have
and quitting to do something different to open new doors, as Sachin mentioned.
15, 20
At the
years,
same time, there is a merit
you
for
might
depth.
have a sudden
I will keep one
change
brief
of
thing. I think we will not
like
cover every aspect here.
the
There's
boss
a book,
who's
nice,
hired you,
very simple book called
you've got
Catalyst
a great
by
equation with him.
Chandramouli
He's moved on.
Venkatesan.
There's a new guy in
read.
place and you all don't gel along well.
Simple read and
you might have a situation, the firm you're in, they may be shutting down their practice. And something
so Preeti, I was thinking that
like this,
we might
which
open for the
forces
live
you
Q&A
to
as well.
look for
May take
career options
right?
outside.
Will that be fine, Preeti, given the time
Now,
in hand?
apart from your industry
Sure.
per
No, I
se,
think absolutely.
let's say in consulting
Given the time
or
we have in hand right now,
advisory,
we can
we
open it
know
up for
who
the
are
live
the
Q&A.
competing
And I think Sushma ma'am
firms,
has
and
been kind
you
enough
could
to
knock
collate
out
all
to
the
them.
important
But
questions
apart
for us
from
that we are seeing
the
coming through the chat
firms
box.
in your industry,
So she'll be now
how
moderating the panel.
else can
And
you
over to you,
look
ma'am.
for opportunities
Yes,
and
thank you.
options?
Amazing.
And what's the
most
best
of these
way
questions
to
are also
network at
being
the time?
answered in the chat box. So that's
Yeah.
Vishal, would you like to take your?
Yeah,
now,
I can.
there are some questions
I mean, there's no
which we've
straight
got,
answer.
like Samyak is
I think
asking.
first of all, that
Freshers
also
lack the
reminds
requisite
us that
experience and
all of a sudden
exposure.
things could change.
How can a fresher
Right.
attract
And
good
all all your
opportunities?
sponsors, advocates, the organization has changed and you're starting from scratch, right? And that's where I think the one key part is that it's a recurring investment. So you repair the roof when the sun is still shining, right? So the time to start is now, so that you are already very confident about your broader
I am a
network is
first
one thing.
generation lawyer.
I can tell you,
Not just a
Pankaj
first
ji, from my
generation
own
lawyer, I'm
example,
a first
this
generation
journey with
professional.
JITO last 8-9 months.
Across my family,
In a normal course,
mother
I
side,
would be
father
talking to
side,
somebody
all
with
sides. Until
banking
date,
experience or in American
despite I've been
Express.
in
My
my job
network would
for
be limited
16
primarily
years,
to
even
that.
despite so
Now
many
here,
years,
whether as a
gone by,
part of the program or
there is
whether
no one in my
otherwise,
family who's
now
actually
I'm
working
talking to
in,
people even from a
in a
business
corporate
background.
or
Now they may not
does
have
a full-time
anything in
job.
common. I may
So
not
to
have
this
anything in
question,
common with
when you're
Monica here, but it
freshers,
is
how do
very
you get the right
comforting.
opportunity?
It gives a
I
lot
feel
of
like,
backing that when something
a
happens, I don't need to
consolidation of all
be
the points which is
married
already
to one
given.
organization or
One
one
is
leader or
work
one
hard,
goal.
work
I
really,
know I will
really
figure
hard,
it
work
out.
harder
So I
than
think
someone
unconsciously
that you're seeing
this gives a
around
lot of
you.
backing and
Because
confidence,
especially
and
as a
it boosts
fresher,
our
and
morale
when you
even in
don't
the
have
office
mentors
as
in the
well, because then
industry,
you're
when you
not like
don't have the
subjected
connects,
to
it's
whatever
only your
is
hard
not
work
right.
that's
You
going to
are
speak.
able to
Of
speak
course,
your
your
mind. So
marks
that's my
speak
just
for yourself, and when you have a
personal
good academic
experience.
background,
As far
and
as figuring
also
out
you are
different things is a
working
function
hard.
of when you meet other
I
people,
think
then you
when
realize
people notice
that by the way
even
you have a
one piece
skill
of your
which can be
work,
relevant
somewhere
for
it
them.
can just
And I can
land
tell
from
you from
one
my own
table to the
experience
other.
after working in
That can
Amex for
really
18
go a
years.
long way, and that can
I felt like my experience was
kickstart your career.
BFSI,
The first
banking,
break
as
that
a
you get
CFO.
really sets the
Now
tone
in
of your
JITO,
career,
it
and
really
that is
opened
why,
up my eyes that
especially
by
as
the way I can do many
CAs
different
and
things. Like JITO
CAs,
Incubation
CAs,
Fund
LLBs
allowed me to meet a
particularly,
lot of startups.
where we do our
In normal
articleship
course,
becomes
I
very
would not
important.
be in that
After the
conversation. And
articleship,
even if I will
the
not
first job that
start
we
anything
take,
right
don't take
now,
it for
but it gives
money,
me a very
take it
different
for the right
perspective and it
opportunity and the right
expanded my
learning,
network.
because that
And
can really
likewise,
set the
joining
stage for your career.
Accenture, it really opened a different industry for me.
I think we could
But
constantly keep coming
all that
back to this
decision was a
whole thing
part of
of
having that
learning,
confidence to take that courageous call,
opportunity, look at
right?
your
And that
career,
courageous call
long-term
comes
vision versus
when you have a
short-term
strong
vision.
backing of your support
And of
system
course,
and
I
your
mean, I
own
loved it when
confidence about your
Sachin has been
learning
telling
and
us,
your
don't
own
look at
work on your
Facebook and LinkedIn and
skills
what
on a
everybody else is
constant
writing
basis.
out
So
there.
again, nobody's a preacher here. We all go
Everybody's
through
having a
that
good time, and how do they get
question.
there? There's a lot of
But that's
hard
my
work and
reflection. But
discipline
Sachin,
towards this.
Peppy, if you can chime
What
in.
role does networking play?
Yeah, I think you said it all,
Sachin, would you like to
I
answer
would
that?
just
I
add
think you
on one
did
more
touch
thing
upon
to
it.
it.
But how do I network? I mean,
to it.
I'm just 2 years
The
in
best
organization,
people who
3 years
know
in
the
organization.
industry
What does
are some
networking
of
really
these
mean?
senior search consultants. Yeah, and I would say very early on in my relationship with them, I was like doing a learning role. Vishal said, not which was its range, but handling learning programs for India as a maintain a relationship with them, and there we designed a program where they may help you understand what is the of the questions that you're asking, where are my skills, and we developed a useful or what kind of inventory where we said on an Excel sheet. That's another area that, and I can look through my documents, and if that's helpful, I can nurtured that kind of a network myself, like Preeti, to circulate to everyone. I'm now trying to do that. What we ask people to do is just to ensure that Excel sheet or in that form, you know what's happening in the industry, right? And we ask questions. You understand what's happening, what are the kind of opportunities, if you have a problem at easily usable or a question at work, who are the people you can reach out to?
Thank you, Sachin. Those are your Monica, can we just have you give a quick answer?
If you're quite useful, Sachin. Thanks very much.
From school,
and Pankaj,
and you are
to that
stuck in a
question,
board meeting or an
one is,
in-person meeting,
things
or
are
you are
changing and you
traveling,
can't help if you're
who
having a
can you
new boss,
call
or if,
to
things are changing in
pick
your
up your
vertical.
kid?
But I would
you'll
like
not
to,
trust your kid with someone
follow
else,
my story. So I've
someone
been in Lowe's for
who you
6
just have
years
an
and I've had
acquaintance
5
with.
MDs.
You really need to trust a
So
person.
I
So
report to the
put out your network
MD
on
in the
that.
organization, but I've
We
had
had a
5
set of
different
questions
MDs in
which,
6
like,
years.
I'm
What
giving
I
you 2 questions on
personally
both
practice
sides,
is the
work
moment
and
there is a
life.
new
But we had
manager,
questions,
what I do is
7, 8 of them,
use my network to
encompassing both your
understand how that
work
person is,
and
what are the things
your
that
life,
work with his
which
personality
help
and what
you
does not.
understand
So
what
I
is
am
the
aware
network
of,
of people
where
you
not
have.
to kind of, rub
And,
him or her on the wrong side,
suddenly when you do
because
that
we know
exercise,
that
you
certain
realize
areas,
that,
they respond in a certain
like
way.
on the
So
family
again, there
front,
again, your network
your
comes into play.
network may be
The
in your
other thing
home
is,
city and not in where you
I
are living.
make my
So you need to create
immediately
that
when I have
network.
a
You
new
need to
manager,
invest in
my 3
relationships
months
in your
short-term goal is to do the
society,
change
in
management.
the
I
place you are
invest
living, in the
extra
building you are
effort
living,
in
to create that
ensuring that
network.
I onboard the
Similarly, at
new
work,
MD
you would
with the
suddenly
work
realize
that I
that,
have done, and
okay,
not
I know
allowing
some
him or
people
her
I
to
can
think, okay,
basically
I
go
don't
and
know
ask
what is
if I
happening, because
want to figure out
no MD is
if
a
I'm in a
legal
new
person.
office
So for you
and I want
to
to
make
figure out
them
where is the
understand what are you
washroom.
doing as a lawyer
I know
or
who
as
to
general
ask.
counsel of the
But if I
organization,
really just have a
I
very,
make
very
sure that I
specific
have a change
question, should I
management
apply for
plan.
this
I
role?
am
What
having
is the
regular
capability
catch-ups with
required
him
for
or
this
her,
role? Do I
telling
have
them what
network
we
of
have
people
done,
who are
what is
senior
not being
enough
done,
in the
so that you're
organization
building
who I
that
can go and
confidence.
ask and they would
And
help
then
me
they become
understand,
your sponsor
oh,
after
this
3
role
4
is
months
not
to
for
say,
you,
okay,
Sachin, because
this
this
is the
role
right
requires
person in the role.
capability that you don't have. Or
Also talking about my
I know
own my
you would
experience
not
at
enjoy
Lowe's
that role. Now,
specifically,
again, to Monica's
I
point,
joined at a
listen to
very
everyone
junior
and
level,
decide on
but
your
over a
own.
period of 6
Never,
years, I have become a
never
senior
bank your
director,
decision
which
based
is
on
the
what
topmost
others
role
say.
under the
Like,
MD.
for instance,
Every other senior
like the
director in
JETA
the
example I gave,
organization,
a lot
about
of people told
26
me you
of
should
them, they
take
are
that
all
role. I did not.
external hires. Every
And
time there's a
before
new
that, I
MD, there's a new
actually
person
had a
who's
role
hired
in
from
Chennai.
outside.
And in
Mine
those
is the
times, a lot of people told me,
only
why are
role
you
where
going to
I have
Chennai?
stayed in,
Chennai
and I
was
have
almost like,
continuously grown irrespective
for
of
North
my
Indians, it
leaders.
was like a
So I feel
no-go
like
area,
there is
right?
also
My
something,
friends
there are
from
a
my
lot of
college
things which are in your
called me and
control.
asked me, is
Instead
this
of
a
saying,
punishment
that
posting
guy
for
does
you?
not like me, what are
But
we
I
doing
was
for that
really
guy to
interested in
like
that
you?
experience.
What
And
are we
I
doing
can
to
tell you
ensure
that
that,
that
he or
was a
she understand where we
career
are?
changing
Because
role that
after
I
a
did in
particular
Chennai, because
time,
it
when
gave
you
me
are very
so much
senior in your
perspective.
role, like 16
It
to
helped
18
me
years of
with so many
experience,
other things
job switch or
that I
field
really
switch
enjoyed.
also does not
Like,
come very easy, because
I still
while
believe the
an
best city to
organization
live
in my
in
field
India is
may
Chennai.
require 10 lawyers, but they
So
need only one GC. So my
after
role
so
is
many
only
years.
one.
So
So for me to
again,
ensure that, I am not
decide
run
on your
out of
own. But
choices within the
to
organization,
the
rather
question
I
back
make the
again, you
choice that
have to
I
figure
have
out
to make.
what is the
That
network.
is something
And
that we could
again,
probably focus on.
like I said, Chennai, when I reached
Thank you
Chennai, there is
so
no
much.
network that I
Thank you
had.
so
Or
much.
after that, I
And what
went to
we'll
Dubai.
do,
Now
as
I
we
am
had
in New York.
mentioned, that
I
Preeti
had
had
no
mentioned,
network,
is that
neither at work,
we
neither
will
at
continue to
neither at
stay on, but we would
work.
like to formally
Sorry, in
close
life
this
or at
program
home.
right
So
now.
you have to
Right? So
constantly
I would request
invest in
Nipun,
network, and the best way
please
to figure out
do your
what
formal vote
network
of
you need
thanks.
is, I'm
And
happy to
in the
send those questions
meantime,
out to
there
everyone.
is a
Look at those
link
questions and add
to
on more
capture your
questions for yourself.
feedback
You
about
may have
this
more
session.
questions than what
If you would
we
just
design at that
click on
point
the
in
link
time.
in the chat
But look at those
box
questions and say,
and fill
do you
up a
have
few
someone
words
who
of
can
how did
help
you
you in
find
those
today's
situations?
session.
Do you have someone
Thank you so
who you
much.
can go and
Nipunji,
ask
over
for
to you.
help in those
Ji,
situations?
the link is giving the
One
earlier
thing
screen.
when
I think it is still giving the
Vishal was
biggest
talking to
challenge.
me early on when I was getting
Okay, now
onboarded, one thing he told me is that
are we getting
this
the
network
correct
of
one, please?
Yeah,
JITO helps all the members
Thank you. Thank you,
get
Vishal.
through this COVID.
Correct one now. Yeah, thanks.
Again,
Thank you, ma'am.
luckily no one had a big
सभी को
challenge, but
दशरक्षण पर्व की बहुत
you just need
शुभकामनाएं।
someone to talk to.
On
These were times
JITO
which was
behalf,
very different. You just
would
needed
like
someone to
thank
talk
all
to
the
and say, hey, everyone is
joining this
facing the same
session.
challenge.
We
we are looking forward to meeting you all in the following
different points in time,
as
whether in your life or whether in your work profile.
JITO membership program has a lot of such upcoming initiatives.
If you don't, then your network is weak.
We encourage
if you
all
have people for that,
professionals to join this
you're doing good in network, but
regarding today's session, it would not have been possible without Sachin and support. And
thank you for that wonderful answer. I'm sure lots of people
I would like to thank
literally
JITO
are looking forward to that Excel sheet and all those questions.
Event.
So please do share it.
And I would also like to thank the entire
you said Chennai
mentorship program.
Sometimes you just need to go there, get out of your comfort zone and see how it takes you and all the challenges.
JMP,
I'm going to request Pankaj Jain, who's had his hand up for some time,
to help
to just unmute himself and ask the question directly, please.
I am very thankful to all of them. Please stay safe. Enjoy Parisha.
Yeah, so
we hope to see you soon again. Thank you very much.
I'm unmuted, my question is for Vishal and Sachin. And I'm happy whoever takes it. My question is, at times in our careers, and especially for ones who have a relatively senior experience, 15, 20 years, you might have a sudden change of events, like the boss who's hired you, you've got a great equation with him. He's moved on. There's a new guy in place and y'all don't gel along well. You might have a situation, the firm you're in, they may be shutting down their practice. And, something like this, which forces you to look for career options outside. Now, apart from your industry per se, let's say in consulting or advisory, we know who are the competing firms and, you could knock out to them. But apart from firms in your industry, how else can you look for opportunities and options? And what's the best way to network at the time?
So, Vishal, would you like to take that?
Yeah, I can chime in. There's no straight answer. I think, first of all, that also reminds us that all of a sudden things could change, right? And all your sponsors, advocates, the organization has changed and you're starting from scratch, right? And that's where I think the one key part is that it's a recurring investment. So you repair the roof when the sun is still shining, right? So the time to start is now, so that you are already very confident about your broader network is one thing. I can tell you, Pankajji, from my own example, this journey with JITO last 8-9 months. In a normal course, I would be talking to somebody with banking experience, or in American Express. My network would be limited primarily to that. Now here, whether as a part of the program or whether otherwise, now I'm talking to people even from a business background. Now they may not have anything in common. I may not have anything in common with Monica here, but it is very comforting. It gives a lot of backing that when something happens, I don't need to be married to one organization or one leader or one role. I know I will figure it out. So I think unconsciously, this gives a lot of backing and confidence, and it boosts our morale even in the office affair, because then you're not like subjected to whatever is not right. You are able to speak your mind. So that's my just personal experience. As far as figuring out different things is a function of when you meet other people, then you realize that, by the way, you have a skill which can be relevant for them. And I can tell you from my own experience, after working in Amex for 18 years, I felt like my experience was BFSI, banking, as a CFO. Now in JITO, it really opened up my eyes that, by the way, I can do many different things. Like JITO Incubation Fund allowed me to meet a lot of startups. In a normal course, I would not be in that conversation. And even if I will not start anything right now, but it gives me a very different perspective, and it expanded my network. And likewise, joining Accenture, it really opened a different industry for me. But all that decision was a part of having that confidence to take that courageous call, right? And that courageous call comes when you have a strong backing of your support system and your own confidence about your learning and your own work on your skills on a constant basis. So again, nobody's a preacher here. We all go through that self-doubt, question, but that's my reflection. But Sachin, happy if you can chime in, or Monica.
Yeah, I think you said it all, Vishal. I would just add on one more thing to it, one more tip to it. The best people who know the industry are some of these senior search consultants. And I would say maintain a relationship with them. Like Vishal said, not when it's raining, but when it's sun is shining. Maintain a relationship with them, talk to them, network with them. They may help you understand some of the questions that you're asking. Where are my skills useful, or what kind of opportunities are there? So that's another area that I personally am very weak at. I have not nurtured that kind of a network myself of search consultants, but I'm now trying to do that just to ensure that you know what's happening in the industry, right? You understand what's happening, what are the kind of opportunities, where your skill set is easily usable, like Vishal said.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you, Vishal. And Monica, can we just have you give a quick answer?
Quite useful, Sachin. Thanks very much. Yeah.
So, and Pankaj, to that question, one is, things are changing and you can't help if you're having a new boss
or if things are changing in your vertical. But I would like to call out my story. So I've been in Lowe's for 6 years and I've had 5 MDs. So I report to the MD in the organization, but I've had 5 different MDs in 6 years. What I personally practice is the moment there is a new manager, what I do is I use my network to understand how that person is, what are the things that work with his personality and what does not. So I am aware of where not to kind of rub him or her on the wrong side, because we know that certain areas they respond in a certain way. So again your network comes into play. The other thing is make my immediately when I have a new manager, my 3 months short-term goal is to do the change management. I invest extra effort in ensuring that I onboard the new MD with the work that I have done, and not allowing him or her to think, okay, I don't know what is happening, because no MD is a legal person. So for you to make them understand what are you doing as a lawyer or as a general counsel of the organization, I make sure that I have a change management plan. I am having regular catch-ups with him or her, telling them what we have done, what is not being done, so that you're building that confidence. And then they become your sponsor after 3-4 months to say, okay, this is the right person in the role. Also talking about my own my experience at Lowe's specifically, I joined at a very junior level, but over a period of 6 years, I have become a senior director, which is the topmost role under the MD. Every other senior director in the organization, about 26 of them, they are all external hires. Every time there's a new MD, there's a new person who's hired from outside. Mine is the only role where I have stayed in and I have continuously grown irrespective of my leaders. So I feel like there is also there are a lot of things which are in your control. Instead of saying, that guy does not like me, what are we doing for that guy to like you? What are we doing to ensure that, he or she understands where we are? Because after a particular time, when you are very senior in your role, like 16 to 18 years of experience, job switch or field switch also does not come very easy, because while an organization in my field may require 10 lawyers, but they need only 1 GC, so my role is only 1. So for me to ensure that I am not run out of choices within the organization, rather I make the choice when I have to make, that is something that we could probably focus on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And what we'll do, as we had mentioned, that Preeti had mentioned, is that we will continue to stay on, but we would like to formally close this program right now. Right? So I would request Nipun, please do your formal vote of thanks. And in the meantime, there is a link to capture your feedback about this session. If you would just click on the link in the chat box and fill up a few words of how did you find today's session. Thank you so much. Nipunji, over to you.
Sushma, it is, the link is giving the earlier screen. I think it is still giving the biggest challenge.
Okay, now? Are we getting the correct one, please?
Yeah, now we're getting.
Now thank you. Thank you, Vishal.
Yeah, correct one now. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, everyone. सभी को 10 लक्षण पर्व की बहुत शुभकामनाएं. On JITO behalf, we would like to thank all the joining this session. We are looking forward to meeting you all in the following month. As Yogji already stated, JITO membership program has a lot of such upcoming initiatives, and we encourage all young JITO professionals to join this program. Regarding today's session, it would not have been possible without Sachin support and commitment to the mentorship. I would like to thank JITO Apex leadership for making such a fruitful event. And I would also like to thank the entire core team of the mentorship program, working committee for working tirelessly and in order to make the JMP a reality. Ms. Susma Bhantia was kind enough to help with moderating today's session. And the whole team, I am very thankful to all of them. Please stay safe. Enjoy Parishna Parv. We hope to see you soon again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're back.